Welcome back to D20 Theater. Once again, let's show off those awesome dice that we're using in our giveaway. So if you're just now joining us, these dice right here are being given away currently through us by our partners, Dice Dungeons. Absolutely amazing company. I use their dice for every session I play in. Fantastic stuff. Now, if you want to win these dice, Sam, can you tell them how they can win?
You can go to our Twitter page. Make sure I just posted not too long ago the giveaway. So as soon as you scroll down and see a picture of these and it says giveaway on it, go ahead and like that post, follow us on Twitter, and retweet that post.
You do all three of those, what we're going to do is we're going to have a random drawing of the names of every person who did that. We'll get in touch with you via Twitter, and we'll announce that you've won here on, let's see, the next stream we do. Now, this is also a good time to announce. We are changing our time slot. As you can see right there above my head here, over here, oh, there, it says Mondays at 6 p.m. That's going to be changing. It's now going to be Wednesdays. Same time, still 6 p.m., but it'll be Wednesdays.
Same
And that
time.
will be changing next week. I'll also, very briefly, tease our entrance of a new cast member next week. So, you have that to look forward to.
That's as brief as we're
well.
getting. Consider it teased.
You might have heard from him.
You might have. Alright guys, let's get started.
We're so clever.
We're not.
No.
He was the voiceover in the commercial.
Oh gosh.
I was gonna go ahead and say that.
That's the guy. He's the one.
That's
the one.
the voice.
He's the one.
He is the one.
The next morning, you three wake up, and as you wake up, you can see the two of them standing over you.
Oh no, I passed them.
Oh, you just kept going?
Yeah.
Alright, never mind then.
I would have gone with him.
Yeah, we just.
Can
I don't even wake them up.
So
I
you
just
wake
keep
up
going.
and you see that there's new tracks.
Can I not have, like, I don't know, maybe perceptive?
Yeah, roll me a perception check. Percepted. Perceived.
No, percepted.
Percept.
This is your fault. This percepted nonsense. You've done this.
Hey, but he also gave us Hoofy, so.
I got
Okay.
a 10.
You're going to list
so
all
probably
the
not.
things.
I give it a 10.
I got 10, so probably not.
Yeah, you did not. So,
Yeah,
but you
Dominor's
do wake
the
up and you see that there
Oh,
are
but
some
my
new
passive
footprints.
is 13.
They're fairly fresh, and they're headed in the direction that you were traveling.
Alright, well, when I wake up and see that, I just go that way.
No, they don't know that the vulture went straight south. So
That's true.
But I'm still tracking.
Eventually,
yeah, but he was
Track
on a
the
vulture.
air.
I do.
that guy was, yeah. That guy was. What?
Something flew by this way.
That guy was not wearing a heavy board cloak, and he did not have large gauntlets or a warhammer.
That's true.
Cool.
And he also had a different thing.
No, he had Clan Bukhar. You don't know who stole it. You know that the two guys who ambushed you at the stone quarry had a different thing.
Yeah.
Right. But you don't know the identity of the guy who stole it, so you're not sure.
That's fair, that's fair.
We'll catch up with them.
So,
Probably not very hard. I'm pretty fast. Are you?
I'll go for you.
Okay.
the Thief's Trail skirts a mountain, a narrow corridor between cliffs running a quarter mile to the southwest. A light breeze bears the scent of charcoal. You three arrive to see the two of them starting to head towards the charcoal. Roll me a survival check.
How did you sleep?
Not as well as you all, I suppose.
I fought a man on the bird.
He did. Remember, you show the skin.
We fought the traitor with honor.
8 plus 6 is
14.
14.
All right, you easily find the trail leading. It leads sort of up into the mountains here.
Is there a entrance to this mountain?
It does look like up further there is a cave.
I would love to start stealthing right about now.
All right, it looks like it's about a mile away still.
Oh my god. I'm gonna wait till I get a little bit closer before I start stealthing.
But you go ahead and roll that stealth check. Right?
I would also. I got. Oh, now we're sneaking.
Got
Okay.
a nat 20.
All right.
I am great at this.
I am not yet following your lead.
And a 23 total.
All right.
Well, same.
All right.
17 on my
I
end.
got an 11.
You guys maybe stay in the back.
Yeah, well, we'll
Okay.
sneak forward.
We're doing alright.
I mean, it's not my forte.
If I stand
I just want to be a part of the group. I'm sorry. Why don't I have Birdie? Are we doing Birdie
Yeah.
stuff?
Yeah, we could.
All right. So, heading up into the cave, sort of sneaking up that direction. can see that there is a camp within. You can see that it's got the charcoals just still sort of embers glowing, but it looks abandoned at this point.
Is this it right here?
That's it right there.
Where would I be on this map?
You could be right there on the road.
Okay.
That'll represent the trail that we.
So from here, the cave looks abandoned?
Right, it looks like in the caves there's a camp, but you don't see anyone at the camp. You just see that the embers are still glowing, so it's fairly fresh.
I'd like to.
Fire safety to put it all the way out.
That's true.
I'd like to ready my short sword, kind of like behind. You know how you carry opposite
Yeah.
like that. I'm gonna get closer to the
I'm gonna
camp.
do the same with a hammer. It pokes out on both sides.
I get closer to the camp, and I'm gonna do a perception check.
All right.
Or can I do a survival
To do what? To look around?
to see if I hear?
You could do both. They'll reveal different things.
Okay, I'm gonna do survival.
All right.
I'm gonna try survival as I sneak in behind him.
All right.
25.
25. So you have. If you look at it, it looks like now that you're closer, these embers aren't actually glowing. It seems as though they've been sort of painted to look like they're still glowing. You go ahead and put yourself inside the cave there.
And go ahead.
So we can do the whole ambush thing.
No, there isn't ambush. We're just not on that.
Bush.
The bush!
I'm
And were you doing survival as well?
I got a 15.
A 15. So looking around, you can see that there's also no.
Well, if you just ace the survival, I'll just see what I got on perception. Which actually would be a 13.
All right, a 13. So yeah, you can see that there's several sort of ripples in the dust at the bottom of the cave, like little circular divots. Roll for initiative.
Dang it. Well,
If I rolled a nat 20 on stealth, could I have
Oh,
a surprise round?
You might. It depends. We'll find out.
Okay.
I guess I'll roll for initiative. We'll find out. Oh, okay.
My initiative rolls are great.
All right.
Maybe.
Kuga initiative.
17.
Tugog.
15.
Fakrak.
11.
Ladbag. 12. Tomhorn.
22.
Oof. Ready for action there.
All right. What was your self?
My stealth was at 12.
23.
No, 17.
11.
Also 12. Okay.
I'm in the back.
Yeah,
Actually,
so-
sorry, 26.
Oh,
So
yeah.
the two of you will be able to act first, as you can hear some sand sort of pouring down, and a huge spider.
No!
Oh, I don't like
Is
this.
it a giant spider or a giant
It is a giant
Oh,
spider.
no, that's the worst.
So scary.
It is
You're
a-
awful at this.
Look at this. Look at this spider.
It's gonna
Look out from the ground. So,
Screech
Tomhorn,
up.
you're up first.
Okay, well,
There, you're in for a second.
I'm going to see this thing and charge it.
All right.
I'm
Nice.
going to charge straight for 6. I'm going to dash towards it.
Oh, here we go.
And then as a bonus action,
Wait, what's he doing?
I am dashing towards it.
He's a horn dork.
Oh, okay. He's going.
Oh yeah. So I'm going to dash at
Horn
it.
dork is like a professional trumpet player, I think.
Yeah,
Like a band.
exactly. So as a bonus action, I will attack with my horns
All right.
recklessly.
Are they like
As you do.
attached to your head or they
Yeah, no, they're
behind?
like attacked.
No, he's got horns.
Okay, so that's a 19 to hit.
19 will hit.
Nice for
Horns with horns.
11 piercing.
Slam into it and gouge upwards, and this gut just starts to drip out of it. This green, gooey liquid. You've got a little bit on your horns and flick it off, and now the spider's rearing up in front of you.
I'll look back to him and say, "Let's show him how it's done." And I'm gonna play a card.
Oh, nice.
Unity is a copper card. Until the end of the encounter, anytime you or your allies are adjacent to another ally, neither of you can grant advantage to any of your enemies.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
Cool.
All right, Bakrak.
Thackrack,
Hey, Brandon.
with this,
Would you get me 5 copper cards? Sure.
can you give me one?
And make sure to keep these separate from your.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And-
I'll just turn it in.
Would this count as a surprise round? Did the spider see me?
You have a surprise round. That's what I said. Yeah.
But surprise attack is what I meant.
Yeah, it's a surprise attack.
Okay, so I saw as I see the dirt lifting up, I see the 8 eyes glow and it pops out and he comes and stabs it with his horn. I'm going to run, jump off of the wall and try to come down with my short sword straight on top of.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
That,
So kicking
like,
up
right
the
in
wall,
the
you bring
ass.
it down. Go ahead and roll that attack roll. And
Is
you
it
have advantage.
advantage?
It's
Yeah.
a surprise round.
That's nice. 16 plus 5, 21.
You hit.
Ooh, here comes a
You
lot of
drive the
damage.
short sword down into the back of it.
Can I have some D6s real quick?
Yeah, because you need 4d6, right?
I need a lot more of that. So short sword, sneak attack, surprise attack.
Ooh.
Yeah, he's a shot-train lord.
Oh,
Neat.
so he's a bugbear.
Basically.
Whoa! Holy crap.
Wow.
24 damage.
Alright, nice. Driving your short sword into the back as it rears up, you sort of pull down, sliding off of its back, landing on the ground. And yeah, you're sort of standing there, or do you want to stay on top of it?
No,
Alright, well, you're in it holding on then.
Perfect.
Alright, and I'll count it as adjacent to him, so neither of you can grant advantage to an enemy.
So I just have a sword.
Alright, well that's our surprise round, Tumblr.
There's like no
well,
emotion in my face. I'm just.
I'll pull myself out of this thing and draw both of my battle axes
Alright,
and attack recklessly twice.
alright.
First as an action and the second as a bonus action.
Wait, can I do a secondary surprise?
You see?
The second
No.
attack was
I was about to say I'm about to. Ooh.
So the first attack is a 22,
22 will hit.
and the second is a 19.
19 will also hit.
So it'll be 2d10 and my modifier once. Ooh! Oh, well, that's not. Okay, so 15.
Is it D10 or D8?
D8.
Oh, excuse me, you're
Yeah.
right. Yeah, my bad. I was looking at horns. So 2d8. So 10 slashing damage.
Alright, nice.
Total.
So taking
Oh.
one battle axe and then the other,
Yeah.
you cleave one of its legs off of its body. It rears up and sort of skitters away for a moment and then leaps back at you. As it does so, alright, 2 with that, and then, okay. So as it does so, it's going to be a 17 to hit.
Oh, barely.
Alright, and that's going to deal 14 piercing damage.
Ouchie.
And then it follows it up with another hit for 7 piercing damage.
Okay.
However, it's got the first went straight through your forearm, all the way through.
Ow.
And its second sort of starts to stab towards you. It's just a spike basically on the end of its leg. It looks like it's some kind of bred for hunting or evolved for hunting.
That's cool.
And it drives its other down trying to pierce into you. So that other one's actually going to do some extra damage.
Oh,
For another
good.
9 piercing damage.
Wow.
Are you raging?
And then it's going to skitter forward. I don't imagine it's leaving your reach there. Who's that there?
That's me. That's
All right.
still too
And
bad.
as it comes right towards you, it comes running up, and that's going to be 19 to hit.
Okay.
For 18 piercing damage.
So, as it swings, as it swings towards me, then I just kind of go, wow, and I just reach up to like grab on one of its legs and like kind of play fight with it. So I'm using parry. And so what does the thing say?
It's reduced the damage by the amount you rolled of the basic melee attack.
Okay. Oh, so like just roll the damage.
Yeah. So you roll an attack.
Or you rolled a 6.
Oh, okay. So, but it's reduced by the
It
amount.
said
that I
no. It
rolled.
says roll as if you were making a basic melee attack. Reduce the damage by the amount you rolled on the attack.
So you
12.
have.
So 12? Alright, so it does 6 piercing damage as it bites into you,
Okay.
and it roll me a con save.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
It's 21.
Alright, so you'll only take half, so you're going to take 7 poison damage. Alright, Kuga.
Oh.
Not nice.
I'm gonna shoot at it from way back here.
Alright.
Because I don't wanna. I'm afraid of spiders.
Fair enough. hit.
For 8 piercing.
All right, your arrow goes whistling towards it and plunges into one of its eyes.
That's right. Always the eyes.
Let's get 7 more.
Well, I'm
Goes
gonna
something
shoot
aggressive
for
with a
all
stab.
7.
All right, Tugag.
Oh, good. Well, it shouldn't have. That's rude. Very rude.
That was very
I don't
rude.
like that. And so as I'm fighting with it, and it did it bite me?
It bit you, yeah.
That's not fair. Get off. Alright, so I elbow it in the
Get off.
thing. And I'm gonna rage because it's very strong. It's still got me.
strong, yeah.
So I have to try really hard to get it off.
Oh, by the way, no, never mind. Go ahead.
So I have to try really hard to get it off of me. So I'm raging, but I can't reckless. So it doesn't matter. I got him. And I'm gonna I guess I'm using an unarmed strike. So I just get it with an elbow to try to knock it away from me. For 8 damage.
8
with
damage?
Raging. All right.
Yeah, you slam one into its cephalothorax as it sort of rears back.
There you go.
That it?
So yeah.
What's
that's
the
it.
top
I'm
of the
drawing
thorax called?
drawing a light hammer in my other hand.
What?
Or my
What's
war
the
hammer.
top of the
My other
thorax?
hand.
Well, in a spider, they don't have 2 parts. They have they only have 2. They have the cephalothorax
Yeah.
and the abdomen.
Sorry, I thought you meant cephalothorax meant like the bottom of the
No, that's the
thorax.
abdomen.
Yeah.
Cephalothorax. Cephalo means head.
Yeah.
And so the thorax, in most insects, you would have the head, the thorax, and the abdomen.
Entomology on D20.
There you go. All right, Lapback.
Ant 20 theater.
Nope.
No.
Entomology.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
Whoa.
what are you
doing
here?
And I just kind of
I've got my warhammer drawn.
go around. I
Alright.
definitely have enough movement, and I guess I'll just get a little bit closer. But
Do it, yeah.
I kind of want to use. I don't know how big the legs are, but I kind of want to
They're pretty
balance on one of them.
That wouldn't be possible. Yeah,
Okay,
it's
great.
too small for that.
Well, okay, never mind.
Roughly, it's the scale you're seeing.
Okay, I basically just want to just hit the back of his.
Okay, yeah.
right in the middle.
Sounds good.
It's just not giant.
And
Giant.
I'll,
It's just
I'll,
giant.
I'll rage as well because I feel like
It's a
big
giant.
bad.
It's a huge spider.
It's not giant. Giant.
It is giant.
Okay.
I mean, he already has a small orc on
17?
his bag.
17 will hit.
Medium orc.
5. In the world of orcs, he is
Orc.
small.
World of Warcraft.
World of orcs. Oh,
12
God.
damage.
Yeah.
All right, so running up, and you have what's your weapon again? A
It's
longsword.
a longsword.
All right, so taking your longsword, you slash in the back and drive it down inwards. That's gonna deal the 12 pierce or slashing damage.
Mhm.
Right. Anything else?
And I rage as a bonus action. So.
All right. Back crack.
Akahr, seeing the spider doing damage to other people, he doesn't show quite too much emotion on his face, but he's ready to settle this thing down. So he's gonna remove his sword. Also, can I make an investigation check to look for the hexagon and a squiggle mark on this spider?
Oh, see if
Yeah.
it's branded.
Yeah, I'd like to see if this thing's branded.
Neat.
Good one.
All right. Well, as you're sort of being pulled in this direction and that, you can't see anything like that now.
Then I would like to grab my short sword and kind of like dexterously slide to the side and then use my full force to go plunge up into the
Oh,
side.
so basically, like
Yeah,
roll under
roll
it,
and
plunge
just
upwards. All right. Let's see that attack.
21.
All right, as you get under, you plunge your weapon upwards, and as it roars in pain and sort of rears back, the sword slices all across its abdomen. Go ahead and make that damage roll.
I have sneak attack.
You
'cause
do have
there's
sneak
adjacent-
attack. There's there's tons of
Oh,
allies.
whoa!
Six,
Hey, I
so
like it.
Keep it.
Wow.
Rogues
17
hit hard.
damage.
Rogues
17
hit
damage.
hard.
Nice.
I would like to use my bonus action to disengage back on top of the spider.
Okay. Yeah, so just as you roll under, you roll all the way around, grab onto one of the legs, and swing yourself up back on
I
the
just
spider.
Legolas the crap out of this spider.
Tom Horn.
Tim Horn.
Oh, that's me.
Grab do a thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a thing. So I got a hole in my arm now.
That's neato.
I'm going to drop that battle axe and kind of
Okay.
shake that arm out and go into a rage.
All right.
And then with both hands, overhead swing on this guy.
All right.
I'm gonna play a card again.
Okay.
This is a silver card, all or nothing. Instead of rolling a d20, flip a coin. On a heads, treat as if you rolled 20. On a tails, treat as if you rolled 1.
Okay.
Question.
Yeah.
Could he reckless to make it like best 2 out of 3 or something?
All right.
All right.
That's 2 out of 3.
Wow.
Okay, then the first one.
Of course, that might.
First one's a 12, so I would imagine that's.
No, you have to flip a coin.
I don't have a
We're not
coin.
doing this.
Oh,
Okay, D2.
who has a coin nowadays? Okay.
Most
So roll a
people
D4,
get a coin.
D4 and
I
half.
have a really big flipping coin.
Yeah, I did a D20 and half.
Flip a base.
Oh,
Ended up on the high end.
it's true.
I did do that.
Yeah. It's my 2-faced flipping coin.
Two-faced. That's good. So I always win. Oh.
Aha! I see what you did there.
Okay. Then this one is a heads.
Ooh.
So
Should
that
have
is
been reckless.
Well,
All right, go ahead.
This one is a tails.
This is the one. This is the one.
Ooh.
Anyone wanna pay?
Paying to switch the
Nah,
coin flip.
Tails.
Heads.
You suck your dad.
It's gonna be tails.
It's gonna be tails.
It's tails.
Yeah.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
You come falling down with your battle axe in both hands, and as you swing down, the spider skitters to the left, and you land on the ground to the side. A big gouge now in the ground where you landed.
I'm gonna play another
You
card.
missed him. He's
This is vigor. Copper card. I gain 10 plus twice my level temporary HP.
All
So I'm
right.
gonna get 18 temp HP.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice,
He's
nice.
just burning those cards,
Yeah, I
man.
mean that's what they're for, right?
Yep.
All right. So
Especially the cards.
as you come up to the side, it raises its leg and it plunges downwards towards you,
Oh yay.
and that's going to be
Probably
a
dead.
15 to hit.
No.
Nice.
I'm 16.
All right. And that's gonna miss as well. Plunges its leg down, and then another. They're now on either side of you on the ground. It then rears up, and it's gonna go ahead and use its bite on you, I think, as well. And that's gonna be a 16 to hit.
Ow. Poop. That'll do it.
All right,
You ready?
and that's gonna be
Yeah, I'm ready.
Okay.
that's gonna be 11 piercing damage, and roll a con save.
Okay, that is a 14 con save.
All right, cool. So you pass the con save, so you take half of this. So you're gonna take 9 poison damage.
Okay.
All right, Kuga.
That's me.
Yeah, do a thing.
This is a cool name. I like it. I'm gonna shoot for another eye.
All right.
Short for cool, yeah.
It is 21 again, but
21 will
really
hit.
bad damage for 4.
4 damage. Wow.
Oof.
Okay, you hit another eye. You pierce it out.
It's just got it's got
That's
spares though.
minimum damage.
All right. Tuga.
It was his worst eye.
Two
All right.
down.
Well, I'm.
Two
So
down.
as I'm fighting with it, I grab onto one of its legs and goes, "Settle down, please." And
Just like yanking, like
yeah,
stop it.
Still using unarmed damage. That's a 14 to hit this point.
14 will not hit.
Ah.
You grab on and you yank, and it yanks harder and pulls you sort of tripping forward a bit.
Flurry of blows.
All right.
A couple more times then. Yeah. So two more. Just like, sir. Yeah, those were both
Those are
better.
both hit.
20 and then at 17. So
Alright.
okay. So that's total of raging now. So I'm gonna plus 6. Good thing. It's 14 total damage.
All right, you yank off the leg, and as it comes downward, Tumhorn takes his battle axe and cleaves the thing's head off.
Nice.
I just basically like walk off of it.
Yeah, it slides to the ground. It's
Step
like
down.
when Legolas hops off
Yes,
the moon.
that's exactly what happens. Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna flick my short sword with the blood
Good
off
work.
of it, flick it off, sheath it, and then turn around to see where it came from.
Where it came from?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a big sinkhole in the ground. It looks like it was a burrowing spider. You look down in there, and there's a couple of corpses that, it's probably eaten and drained for a while.
Okay.
It looks like one of those hunting spiders. that
Yeah.
come from the-
Would these bodies have markings on them?
No, they do not. I mean, they're all eaten beyond decay.
Okay, cool.
But they're mostly things like there's a bear in there. There's an auroch. There's no humanoid bodies.
I would like to again nature check, using nature to look at the spider and look to see where the best place to brand it would be.
Okay.
On the back, like a.
20.
You would imagine, knowing what you know about nature, branding a spider wouldn't really work.
Okay.
Because it doesn't have leathery flesh.
Okay.
So you'd figure it probably couldn't be. But looking at it, it seems very clearly wild. Looking around at the camp now, knowing that this is a spider's lair, it's clear that someone set this as a trap.
Yeah, painted
Because
rocks.
there's no victims
This
here.
isn't right.
There's painted rocks. There's no gear that would have been left behind by a victim. So they tried to make it look like someone camped here overnight and then left safely, which wouldn't have been feasible with this spider here.
Whoa.
I show you the skin that we found, and I tell you that we fought a man riding on a vulture last night.
I slept.
Well, he went south, is the important.
I'd like to look for tracks of other.
Yeah, now you can easily discern a real path.
Alright, I'm going
It looks
for
like if you go back down to where you first kind of smelled that charcoal,
Yeah.
you can see that there's a true path that is headed more southward.
Let's go. I'm gonna head down that true path.
I talked to you too. What were you all looking for here? Why a spider? Spider.
Signs of life.
Just spider. Almost went Australian a little bit.
Spiders. Shut your mouth, Flashy.
Shut your mouth, Flash.
We followed the tracks
Sorry,
here.
this
It
is
was false tracks.
Right, well. Good thing it wasn't too much of a baddie, right? Didn't really get hurt.
Follow me.
I stay as far away from the spider as possible.
I just push on by you guys.
Alright,
I
we
want
can
spiders.
remove these.
Literally like Navy SEAL stuff. Like,
No one knows what you're saying.
shut up.
Alright, so
ear hurts.
as you head on further, you travel for about 2 more miles, and the path ahead is blocked by a crevasse some 50 feet or more across. Bats hang from outcroppings throughout the steep chasm, and fog fills the trench almost to the brim, obscuring the ground below and giving the place the appearance of a ghostly river. There's no telling how far down it might go through the fog. Nearby, a suspension bridge hangs over the drop, held by thick ropes. The varying age and quality of materials suggests that the bridge has been repaired intermittently over the years. As you're standing there, striding out from the side, we'll do that.
Can we check the rope to see if we find who the murderer is?
Yes. So,
You find a
striding
rope
out
coat.
on the opposite side of the bridge.
It still was a useful thing.
I agree.
Not really.
I
That's
agree.
Basically nothing.
Wait, we can talk about that later. But striding out, you see an orc, a huge, bulky orc who walks out to the bridge and just stands there, looking out over you. And he says, "If I were you, I'd be turning back right about
Is he
now."
wearing a big boar's hide cloak?
He's not.
Well, we can't. We're going that way.
I'd like to play a card.
Uh-oh.
Act in the surprise action.
All right, quickly.
Oh, wow.
What do you want to do?
Quickly, as he goes, as he's saying, I would turn back. I grab my short bow, release it right
All
into
right,
his kneecap.
nice. So there's your roll that attack.
Boy.
Yeah, mid.
That's nat 20.
Oh,
rogue
so that's
crits.
8d6.
Oh my
10d6 plus
10d6.
modifier.
Oh
10d6
my
plus
god.
modifier.
Blows his leg off.
Can I borrow?
Yeah.
Here, here's
Here's
5d6.
here's 2
Here.
more.
Oh, no, somebody else.
Okay, there we go.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, don't
We're
mess
never
with
gonna
me.
get the bone dice
Everyone's
separated.
gonna get mixed up.
No.
That's
Oh.
5 right there.
Yeah, maybe.
There's 5. Sorry.
Alright.
Mine.
That one's yours.
Oh, you
Yikes.
sure?
Hot dog. Alright.
These
There's
are-
20.
Oh
these are
my
not
word.
Garbage.
30. 40. That's 40 damage plus 3, 43 damage.
Alright, as the arrow slams into his knee, he stumbles with a roar of pain and drops to one knee, and he looks up and he goes, "I'm killing you first!" And with that, roll for initiative.
I literally just stand there and
Dear
go.
Lord.
Kuga.
Oh, I didn't roll for initiative. I was talking to our friends.
Okay, so
Swamp it.
Oh wow! And
Is
because
this
of
yours?
that, I got a 6.
Nope.
Oh man. That's what happens when you're talking to friends instead of being ready. Tugog.
I was talking to these friends.
I also got 6.
You're Darthur. Thakrak.
Indeed.
These friends are important.
Thakrak?
Thakrak got a
A
20.
Nice.
Soft 20.
Ladbag.
11.
Tomhorn.
7. Many of us
All
did
right.
not expect him
Well,
to attack.
Thackrack, it's your turn again. As you just knock another arrow, as this guy, he's sort of standing there and he's like, trying to stand up, and he reaches over, and you can see him reaching for, let me actually move that HP. No, you can see him reaching for a huge flail that he's got hanging from his belt.
I start walking slowly down the bridge,
All
grab
right.
another arrow, aim for the hand that's reaching for his flail.
Nice. How far do you want to go?
Is
Like
that-
half speed, basically?
Yeah, basically. I don't like there.
Okay.
8 plus 5?
13.
13?
13 with a few short steps. You walk forward and fire another arrow. It comes in towards him and he just turns and catches it with his shoulder. And then he turns back and starts walking forward slowly himself.
I put my hands out to the others as if to don't come further.
Alright.
Okay.
He
Wants to prove himself to daddy.
comes walking across the bridge and he...
The
As a
bridge
bonus
does not look
action-
safe to me.
The bridge.
I'll just use his move.
As my reaction, I'm moving back.
Okay.
Not-
So as his action or as his move, he starts walking, and then he starts picking up a speed, and you can see him still limping. And then as a bonus action, aggressive, he moves
Yeah.
right up
Yeah,
into
he's
you.
a full blast.
Flail at full blast, and he's coming in. Ooh.
Full top blast.
So he has a bonus action dash?
Yeah, it's
Aggressive.
full-
As a bonus
full
action, the orc
works.
can move up to its speed towards a hostile
Nice.
creature it can
Oh,
see.
look at that.
I don't know which. Yeah, that's the one you are.
Ooh.
Oh, and this is gonna hit both of you as this flail comes
Yeah. Is
crashing
that
in.
long wind or whatever?
No, it's just massive swing. You can
Okay.
hit up to 2 medium
So
targets
that's
or
unique.
3 smaller targets within 5 feet of each other.
Why'd you rope me into this?
I didn't!
He didn't know he was gonna. Alright, so against you,
The rope is on the bridge.
his
Shut up.
first swing crashes in, but it's only a 7 to hit. You
That was
duck
good.
underneath as you calmly knock another arrow. Haley, that's gonna be a 13 to hit.
Oh!
So you just lean backwards, grabbing for your weapon. He swings back the other way, and this time it's going to be a 22 to hit.
That hits.
For 8, 19, 11, is it bludgeoning or
It's still
piercing
up?
for a
Yeah,
flail?
fine.
I think it
Well, it doesn't matter. And then, as it slams into the side of his head, cracking his neck, it comes heading straight towards you as well, and that's going to be a 17 to hit for 14 damage.
Wow.
That's really good. I didn't bump it up last time. Okay.
All right.
Pencil's right there.
And you can see now, coming out from behind these rocks, 2 guys. They peek out for a moment, and they're sitting there and they're just watching. You don't see weapons in their hands, but you can only see one of each of their hands because they're still kind of leaning back behind the rocks. They're watching for a moment, and then they both duck back behind the rocks into total cover.
Okay.
So we saw that.
You saw them
We saw
as
them
they
sneak.
poked out, but then didn't do anything.
Okay.
Oh, I did see that. Good.
All right, Ladbag.
He wants to prove himself a warrior. I'll leave him to it. But I'll be here as backup, yeah.
It's not quite what I meant by it.
All right.
I think he
I guess I misinterpreted, but
You
I'll,
did.
I'll hold on for a little. You're
All right. Hey, that's what his interpretation was.
Yeah, that's what his
Sure,
interpretation
stay
was.
back. Stay back.
All right, tell me.
Well, what I'm gonna do
Oh, yeah.
is, if they're seeing those guys, if there is any sort of surprise attack,
Like aggressive action or whatever.
yeah,
Sure.
I'm gonna ready my short bow.
Okay, cool. So Tumborn.
I'm going to ready an action to throw a hand axe if he goes down.
Okay, cool. At what?
At the dude.
Okay, just
Yeah.
Tugok.
He's
dead.
Oh well, we kind of.
I look at you and go,
We're not supposed to fight him?
Well, as I'm getting smacked and you're asking this, no, hit him.
I run forward and hit him. So I'll go ahead and give him a swing with my.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
I'll just kind of.
Let me
That was a real thing.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So I go, excuse me, as I go through.
Excuse
Just swing down with my warhammer. The witch hits. That's a good one.
Well, what'd you get?
It's a 22.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Started with 20. That's why I thought it was a good. Woof for 13 bludgeoning damage.
All right, you slam it down into him,
There it is.
knocking his shoulder back, but he's still up and swinging that
No,
flail.
don't do that.
And then I grab for his shoulder and headbutt him twice in the face.
All right.
Flurry of blows.
Oh, all right.
So I have 2 more attacks.
Hey!
Oh,
Yeah,
there it is.
That one's probably a 4. That just misses.
All
But
right.
the other one's a crit. So
As you slam your head into him, he is knocked back, and his foot goes through a board, and he goes tumbling down
Can I catch
into the cavern below. Roll an athletics check. Well, first roll a dexterity check.
okay.
So you reach for him and just missed his ankle as he goes tumbling down into the cavern below.
Bummer.
I wiping blood off my face, and I look to the big man and I say, "Thanks, go." And I gesture you forward.
All right.
Go.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go.
you say go. Okay, we go. Charge!
Ah!
What is this? You and your allies may all make an immediate dash action.
Yes!
Alright. If they moved at least 10 feet, they can choose to either gain a +5 attack bonus on their next turn, or push a target up to 10 feet on their next attack.
If they move at least.
No,
If
you
they
don't
move-
need that anymore.
If you
Just
move at
use
least
squares.
10 feet.
Oh,
this
oh, you're
action.
right. Yeah.
Oh, dude.
So,
We get 80,
And
dude. That's amazing.
10, 15, 20,
Alright,
25,
since
30, 35,
You dash
40,
on the bridge.
45,
Oh.
50.
Roll me a dex save.
Okay.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna dash across the bridge. As
Roll
well.
me a dex save.
Uh-oh.
As
Oh, crap.
I actually wanted to go back.
That might be not good.
12? Okay, so your foot goes through a board.
I
said
got,
go.
I got a 10.
Wow, your foot goes through a board as well. Both of you roll a d10.
Oh crap.
5?
5.
Putting it all up in the way. Excuse me. Whoa, I just thought
So
of
both
that.
of you,
We stepped on the same board together.
yeah, and together you pull it down. You each manage to catch hold of a rope, and now you're hanging there. All right.
I look at the big man and I go,
on your
at the same time.
Sorry, inspiration. As
Can I just start?
Can I go
As an
grab me a
action-
copper?
As an action, you can pull yourself back up with a strength check.
Can I use acrobatics?
You could use acrobatics. Yeah, I'd allow that.
Since I've still got movement. Can I just keep going? Just kind of like arm over arm.
You could try, but you'd have to make an acrobatics check. You don't know how deep this chasm is.
He said to go.
All right.
No. Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, good.
Oh,
It's a
man.
19.
A 19. All right, so you can go half your speed.
Well, I'm dashing, so and
Right,
I've got
but you have half your speed that you can go because you lost some movement from falling.
All right.
So you can go half your speed forward.
okay, which is 4, so I can go another 20.
Yeah, you can go another 20 feet.
Can I make that?
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
It's not my turn, but can I make that acrobatics check now? Or should I
No,
wait
you
till
do
my turn?
it, do it on your turn.
Well, it's in the middle of our dash action that's going
Yeah,
on
it's
right
technically in the middle of our.
Right, but
card
what I'm
break.
saying is it takes an
Yes,
action
got
to
it.
pull yourself
now.
back.
Anybody else coming with?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
I'm coming across the bridge.
All
Get
right,
out of here,
roll
Patty,
me
so you're not
a roll me a
Athletics.
dex save.
Dex save. Okay. Oh wow, 21.
You make it all the way
Yeah,
across the
I'm
bridge.
very
As
dexterous
the
and I
two of
didn't
them
make
fall through, you just leap over their heads and you continue on.
Come on,
Go
get up.
that
That's
way.
me.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'm joining my bat.
Over.
That's 80.
I'm joining my bat.
He's dashing.
Oh, you're going over there?
And
Yeah,
I'm gonna
I
dash
think I
straight.
wanna-
Can you-
And
I'll dash straight forward as well.
I think I want to go towards the
Roll me a dex save.
and I crit failed that dex save.
Oh.
Oh, no.
All right.
Good.
All right. So you break through a board and you fall down. So on your turn, it will take an action, but the DC will be higher to pull yourself back up.
Nice.
And of course, if they were to fail, they would have 2 more rounds before they fall. If
How
you
much do you
fail, this next time you'll fall.
I'll
I don't
come.
know.
I'll come.
How much do you weigh?
I don't know numbers.
All right. That puts us at Kuga.
How much does an orc usually weigh?
Well,
A lot.
there's
200 something?
Yeah, I mean, I would say
200?
200 something. There's a table.
They're big
Yeah.
boys.
Are
Big
you wearing
boys.
armor?
How do you calculate how much strength you can pull
sorry.
and stuff?
It's like 15 times
Your
your.
drag is like 700.
it's 15 times your strength mod.
Yeah.
Or strength score.
I don't think a bat could carry.
12 times 15 is a lot.
Sometimes 15.
It's not a regular bat. It's a medium-sized hunting.
It's a
bat.
big
Yeah.
old bat.
It's 180, so it's probably not.
Probably not. I mean, maybe if you're a
Pretty-
small lord.
I mean,
Aren't you
small?
I
you're
think
quite-
I'm the
more
smallest
buried.
of the
I'm
orcs
pretty
here.
chunky.
Yeah.
She and I are probably about the same size.
Yeah.
Could I use my action to give my bat help him pull up?
Help him pull up, yeah.
To assist
Yeah,
with
with that
the pulling up
assist
action.
with it, yeah, absolutely.
So can you move the bat to?
So you have advantage on that check on your turn.
Thank goodness.
Attack wreck.
That's what I was gonna do, but
Thank you.
I won't do that anymore. I'm gonna go ahead and use acrobatics.
To try to get up.
Yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna I'm gonna reach one hand up, wrap it, and then pull straight up, almost like I'm
Like just
jumping.
like
Yeah,
vaulting
just
yourself up.
vaulting
Alright, cool.
straight
Make
up.
that acrobatics check. Ooh.
that's real good. That's real 19.
Alright, yeah, you vault yourself up, land a couple boards forward, and you can now move normally.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, so I'm going to bonus action dash to here.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna end my turn, look at the big man and go, big man, behind this rock, get him.
Okay.
Alright. And it's those guys' turn. This one's gonna
Would I have seen them if I was going face to face with that one orc?
Yeah, you probably would have seen him.
Okay.
I still think you would have seen him,
Okay.
yeah. So this one comes over here, and now you can see he's holding, in one hand, it's sort of wrapped around a chain on his gauntlet. He's got a javelin.
Oh,
chunks
these
it.
guys!
These guys
He
again.
chunks it right here.
Can he hit me very well since I'm kind of like hanging off the other side of the
Probably
bridge?
makes it easier,
Easier, yeah.
honestly, because now you're hanging down.
Yep. I just didn't know how much like broken. Oh no, I'm past the broken bit. I'm just
Alright.
hanging there. Like,
Okay. Alright.
So the harpoon comes flying at you, and he can see early on that it's gonna fall short, so he yanks it back, dragging the chain and taking another throw, and that's gonna be a 21
Yeah.
to hit
Oh, I really want one of these.
for 10 piercing damage.
ouch.
And you are grappled. As an action, you can attempt to remove the harpoon with a DC 13 athletics check, taking 1d6 slashing damage from the barbs per attempt. Alternatively, you can grasp the chain and make an opposed athletics check with disadvantage against him to pull the rope from his hand.
The problem is if you
Of
pull
course,
him
he's got
down,
a chain, so
it's
he'll
gonna
come
be attached to
I'm
you.
just telling you what the first.
He
Yeah,
might
I
just
know,
be-
I know. Yeah, I know.
All right. This guy is who's this one here? Is that you?
Yeah,
That's me.
Alright, seeing you there, he's gonna chunk his towards you. And his first shot, you hear a thud and the clank of chain as you see now next to you a spear on the ground, and suddenly it's yanked back, and you can see him now chunking it at you again for a 24 to hit
Yeah.
for 5 piercing damage, and you're grappled.
Dang it.
I was alright.
All right,
Right into your thigh.
and that puts us at lap back.
Well, I certainly know your intentions, traitor. And I. Where is
He's
it
a
again?
traitor in the way that Bor used.
Wherever you, let's say in your thigh.
Okay, so I can't move until I take that out.
Your speed is.
You
can
could
move towards
just
him.
grab
You
the
can move towards
chain
him.
and
You can
pull
move
him
straight
towards
towards
you.
him, or you can pull him.
Okay, you know what? I'm gonna just go straight toward him,
All right,
and so I can move toward him, yeah.
right.
5, 10, 15, 20. That's just normal speed.
Yeah.
Raging now, gritting through the pain.
The brain?
The pain.
Getting through the brain.
I don't know. I want to grab him and toss him toward the other guy near the edge.
Okay. Alright, it's a long way.
That's
Long
a
way.
really long
You
throw.
can
That's a
attempt
heck
it.
of a
Make
throw.
that athletics check.
Okay.
Got advantage. Let's see
You
this.
do have advantage, that's true.
Come on with that crit.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
I
gonna
wanna
be
see it.
hard.
Even
I
with a
wanna see
crit,
it. I
there's
wanna
no
see
way
it.
you could throw a man 40 feet.
I've also got a javelin like through my midsection, and if I don't fall into
That's
the
30
hole, I will
feet.
totally
That's not
survive
good.
it.
It's possible, but it's unlikely. It's really, really unlikely.
Okay. Well. 23.
I was gonna say
23.
So 20.
So you're able to toss him to there as you just yank him and toss him.
Wow.
You beat his check by 5, so you toss him 5 feet.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's how that works, huh? Okay. Not doing that again. So that was my action.
Right.
Okay. Well,
Alright.
that was it because I raged just one.
Alright, Tumorn.
God.
Oh, that's me.
Oh.
So I have advantage on my check to get up. I'm
Too bad.
absolutely gonna try to do that. Bloop. That will be athletics.
Athletics, yeah.
21.
21. All right, you yank yourself back up, and you're safe now.
The bat's hanging under your back like.
Thanks, buddy.
The DC for that, by the way, since you crit failed last time, was a 20.
Oh wow! I'd have been ghosted.
All right, that was your action, but you still got to move.
Okay, well then I will
Carefully.
high five the bat and move.
She high fives back.
Nice.
Nice.
You might move me. I'm not gonna
Where
flash
to,
the
buddy?
camera again.
All right.
Oh, but booty cam.
Where'd you go?
Yeah, Booty Cam 2017. Where?
Oh, it's just straightforward.
1,
I know the
2,
theory.
3, 4, 5, 6. Would you like to bonus action dash?
I can do that.
I mean, just regular action dash?
I action to get up.
Yeah.
Ah!
All right, Tugog.
Oh, I will bonus action rage.
All right,
I will do
cool.
I'm also gonna bonus action rage, and then I'm just gonna like grab the chain and just yank it towards me.
Nice.
So I guess have him make an opposed athletics check.
All right.
Is 824?
He failed bad.
Okay. He's gone now.
You yank him towards you. You hear, ah! And he goes plummeting into the fog. You feel like yank.
Oh,
Make a
Jesus.
con save.
Oh,
Oh,
Wow.
that was cool. 18.
that's how I roll my
Now
nat 20 earlier.
calculate
We'll
for
have
me
my-
before your next turn. Your lift.
Oh, it's a lot.
I'm sure it's a lot. I'm sure it's a lot.
It's a whole lot.
Because you're the
I'm the crab.
orc,
I'm the
yeah.
big one. I'm the
So
Goliath.
calculate it for me whenever you get a chance. All right, Kuga.
That's it.
Oh,
And you can
ow,
see his
this
muscles
is hurting
just
me.
straining as one arm's holding on to this thing and the other is now holding on because he's got this chain that he's like holding.
That it's in his abdomen.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
God.
All right.
Wow.
Half a ton.
Yeah.
So, feeling like I've had to help 2 of my teammates this round, I sort of like mumble to myself, they're all weak, and I shoot at the guy
That is
that's
definitively not the case.
Alright.
You shoot at which one?
Dang it.
Oh, the one.
Yeah.
That one there.
It totally misses. I started with 2, so it misses.
Who's the
Alright.
big one now?
The arrow goes flying towards him
shooting,
and
I
flies
just
just over his shoulder. That
That
guy.
dude's gone. You
Oh.
can't even see him.
Yeah, he's done. You can see just a chain
in a fog.
descending into
Yeah.
fog.
I was
So the-
hoping I could kill him so he would let
Oh,
go
well, he
so
missed.
that he
It's
would...
not. He's not.
He's
hold
actually
on
it's
to his
attached to
arm.
like a manacle.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he can't let go. I would have to do that.
How
You
much
have
can
to
you-
pull it out.
How much can you lift?
About
Can my back come back to
1,080
me?
pounds.
I have an idea.
Okay. Yeah, your back can come to you.
Yeah.
So where? Oh,
What,
there.
this big rock?
I have an idea.
All right. So that puts us then at Akahr.
An idea's about to come to fruition. Nick, give me a cookie.
Oh,
An
me too.
idea's about to come to fruition.
Ah!
Oh, fair enough.
How much health do you have?
What? Me?
Yeah.
Currently 22.
I don't mind.
Oh, whoops.
He's got resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing.
Do it.
I don't mind.
Ruin. Go for it.
When it benefits me.
I would
This
like
sounds
to.
awesome, whatever it is.
I would like to jump off the cliff and attempt to hold on to grab the chain
And
slice,
swing.
and slice his arm off of the manacle.
Oh, so you're sliding down the chain and slicing the arm?
Mhm.
I love it. All right, roll me an acrobatics check.
Oh, you can do this. You can do this.
Oh!
You know what though? It's a cool idea and I like it, so have advantage.
Okay. That's not bad.
Okay.
Okay. 22.
All right, you go sliding
I
down
literally
the
just
chain
jump off the cliff.
all the way down. Yeah, and as you hit down at the bottom of the chain, you find yourself face to face to this guy, and with just the slightest smile, and you chop through his arm, and you hear, "Ah!" Still, he disappears not 5 feet below you into fog, and you don't hear a thud.
I look up at the big man and I use my bonus action to dash up the chain.
All right, so you can go ahead and roll me an athletics check.
Okay.
And
Can
then
it
you
be
can move at
acrobatics?
half speed up. It has to be athletics.
Okay. Crap. 7.
All right, so I'll give you 10 feet of movement up the chain as you just.
The chain got considerably heavier and then quite a lot wider.
Yeah, and
I'm
by the way,
imagining
these
it's
chains
much
are
smaller.
long. Like this chain is 60 feet long. So.
I yell up, Big man,
That's a lot.
pull me up.
Okay.
All right. Nice. That's cool. Have an inspiration for that.
That was so cool. I just
Alright.
thought of it. I was like, wait, I'll just chop his hand off.
All right.
So if
So
anyone wants
he's
to draw that,
Definitively dead.
Please
Yeah.
do.
That would be.
Where are you?
All right. So this guy here, he's now basically neck and neck with you. You just roped him around, and as he's holding on to that chain still, which is shackled to his arm, he draws his short sword and cuts up across your chest.
Great.
Where'd my d6? There it is. And that's gonna be an 18 to hit for 9 piercing damage.
So would that be 4 or 5?
Oh, 4.
It's
You always
something
round
with
down.
a hellhawk.
Always round
Oh,
down.
yeah, that's
He
great.
swings up again at you, and you just grab onto his short sword, blood streaming down your hand, and hold it there as fear widens in his eyes. And that makes it your turn.
You don't want to be this close to me. I take the harpoon out.
Oh.
I try to, and then stick it in his stuff.
Alright, it does take an action to pull it out, unfortunately.
Oh my God.
But I like this idea, so I'll let you make the attack.
Oh, well, I'll frenzy.
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I raged on my last turn.
Alright, so yeah, frenzy, there you go.
So
And so here's what I'm gonna
Berserker.
say. Here's what I'm gonna say is,
Oh, these
if you
red
would
eyes.
like,
Okay.
I'll also let you yank it out without using an action,
Okay.
but you'll take twice as much slashing damage as you would.
Object
And
interaction.
then you make 2 attacks with his harpoon.
Okay, cool.
Alright, so you'll take, as you pull it out,
Oh, I don't need
9 slashing damage.
Okay.
So 4.
And then you can attack him twice if you frenzy.
Great.
I love it.
Man, I could just paint you that in my head.
Yeah.
That's just so cool.
And,
Well, I
and the
like this
Berserker
one, too.
Brew, if you get it, is fantastic for a.
Oh, because it
because it
just
gets
looks
rid of
exhaustion.
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 Okay, crit the first one. And I have
Oh.
Savage attack.
Nice.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
And the nat 19 on the second attack.
that'll hit.
You two are the same kind of orc. Oh, you're the horned one. You're the little one, and I'm the
we're
crab.
related.
Okay, so what's the harpoon's damage?
Harpoon's
D6.
damage is a
It's
d6. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it's really heavy. Oh, look at
Crit,
that.
3d6.
It's still in my hand.
So the first one.
Yeah, that's probably been hurting bad.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just rough.
It's your appendix. Don't worry about it.
That's
We
fine.
don't
I
need
don't need it.
Don't need it.
I'm too old for that.
Hurts like.
18 for the first damage.
No, it hurts like hell. Hot.
And the 1d6 on the second one.
Quite a lot like that, yeah.
8, 9, 10. 10 damage on the second
Nice. All right, taking that harpoon, you drive it down into him and twist.
Ow.
And he's roaring in pain, holding onto the harpoon. And he's looking up at you, and he goes, "What are you waiting for? Finish it!" And driving it down, you pierce him through the ground as he's escaped into the ground
Is
on
that
the
the right
cliff.
one?
And then
Yes.
I would like to step over his body, and as I'm walking over him, do I see any like open brands anywhere?
You do, yeah. You can see that on his arm, he has the same symbol that the first one had, with the hexagon and the squiggly line.
Okay. So there's no enemies right now currently.
They're all dead.
We
That's
did
the end
it.
of initiative.
Great.
I will
Yeah.
walk
Well,
across the bridge.
Can it be my turn then?
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
gonna
help
use
you.
my action to get up, and then I'm just gonna use my movement to just kind of grip the chain in front of me and just walk away from the cliff, pulling him up.
So yeah, you can.
So I
see
get
as you're,
closer and closer to the
rappelling
cliff.
up.
I'm like, what?
Yeah,
Oh,
and
okay.
you
And
just
then I just
roll,
start
yeah.
sailing the cliff.
Nice, that's great.
I'm just
Can I get a
gonna
copper card, please?
leisurely stroll across the
What
bridge.
does it take to yank
We're almost
this
out
thing
of
out of
copper
me?
cards.
What does it
Really?
take to pull this
Because
thing out of me?
they're good.
A strength check, I believe. Yeah, strength check.
I'm sure you have. You
Oh,
probably have a
I'm
handful,
still-
handful back there.
Do,
Right?
do, do.
Actually, take
Throw in a
these
handful
two.
back there.
That's true.
Take these two and make a
16
silver.
did the job?
16 will do the job, and you'll take 4 slashing damage as you yank it out.
Do, 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 do.
Oh.
I would like to help bandage him.
Alright.
I don't have a medicine kit, but I would like to help him.
All right.
He's not dead, so can't help.
Yeah, it doesn't. So you can't do anything with it.
Do, do, do. Walking across this bridge, yo.
All right.
It's good
You make it
stroll.
across, yeah.
It's a good
You
stroll.
can do the dash
I
on
go
it,
over
I
to
don't want to dash on.
I go over to the big man and I go, sorry for the dead weight.
He was dead.
And yeah, as you pull it up, you now see there's just a hand with a
I
ring.
wink.
He was dead.
Oh, I got a 17 on that.
Nice.
Oh!
I slap you way too
Yeah.
hard. It's way too. Wait,
You
let's
stumble forward.
see. Yeah. Oh,
Oh,
yeah, it
God.
was way too hard. You were sitting flying. And
Ugh.
oh, I'm sorry. I go over and pick you back
Oh,
up, set
no.
you back on your feet.
Would it take terribly too much to get trained in those manacle things?
Oh,
Yeah, a feat.
Yeah.
Because we ran into him in the
Yeah.
in our main campaign, and Thaddeus was going to take it. and
Thaddeus
Colby was
was
like,
gonna take
"Yeah, that's a feat."
That's
So
right. Okay.
I'm gonna.
I still might.
It's
'cause
the
rad.
the weapon master feat. That's the way you can get it. So
Okay.
you can get that, and then you also get some other weapons if you don't have them already.
Right.
We just haven't run into any crazy neat
Right.
weapons.
I wiped the blood off my mouth. I grabbed my hunting knife from my boot, and basically scalped that thing off.
All right,
Off
yeah.
his arm.
You got that one
Put it
too.
in my pouch, and then begin trekking on.
All right.
I don't waste
I
time.
should have taken it instead of Spearmaster.
Ah, well.
Oh, well.
All right. So as you head on forward,
That was no cool.
yeah. So the trail of footprints in the snow passes between two steep tors up ahead. 8 cubed stone outcroppings, each as large as a small yurt, protrude like square teeth from the gorge's mouth. Tumbles of snow form ramps in the spaces between the ledges. You can see that there's basically at the end of each ramp, you can see there's a ladder that's set up.
Are those going down or up?
They're going up.
A rose such a ladder?
A rose such a ladder. A rose suchik ladder. That's
No.
what it is. Rose
Ladder.
Suchik. Yes, Rose Suchik ladder.
Yeah.
Makes sound like old Boudron done fall off his ladder.
Wait, it's Rose's ladder?
Yeah.
Yes, Rose Suchik specifically.
Oh, cool.
You never seen Santa Claus? With Tim Allen?
Oh.
A rose such a ladder.
I was playing into the joke.
Alright, so
Where are you then?
Although, hands up if you've watched the Santa Claus and Tim Allen in the last
You put that on
6 years.
yeah, would you go to
Every Christmas. I own all of them.
Do you watch Santa Claus 3: The Escape Clause?
Yes, I love it.
Alright,
I
and you can
actually-
place
With Martin
yourselves
Short?
I really
on
like
this
that movie.
line. On that line there.
Oh,
Okay.
good. Alright.
This is.
Now, before we do this, I'm gonna run you rush.
Can I be behind it?
Yes, but only one square behind it.
I don't want to be more.
I think I'm gonna die.
All right, you want to be in the front?
Yeah.
You want to be in the front?
We're all in the same thing.
I'm assuming. If you don't want to be in the
I
back,
see you hurting,
then-
and on our way to wherever we are, I'm gonna keep eyeing my my bottle of the marching ale and you and come back and forth. I'll take a quick swig and then I'll say, "Here, that'll make you feel better."
Oh, thank you.
What is it, 2?
It's 2d4 plus 2, and you lose a level of exhaustion.
Oh, thank you.
Not that makes an effect, but
Yeah, I think I might do that as well.
now would be the time.
And then you get to one level.
So I'll take that. I'll take that 10 HP. Thanks very much.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if I could write that description
I
in
got
the
a
Twitter
nice
real
marching
quick.
ale from my friend the Grog Burner.
While we were marching.
I'm pleased
Before
he didn't
you-
set it on fire.
Before you, you see 4 orcs
Burn it in
armed
my
with short bows up atop these teeth, and then ahead of you, you see another orc. This one, a male orc, but wearing the black leather cowl of a witch. You know that witches are usually female. They would manipulate the black spirits of the world, according to the orc religion, while male shamans or male priests are normally shamans who would manipulate the white spirits of the world and thus wear a white leather cowl. But this guy appears to be a male witch. And as you approach, he's just standing there leaning on a staff, and he says, "You were a fool to chase him this far."
A lot of people say that.
What is it you even want?
Revenge?
Revenge for what? It's Akahr who's been burning down clan leaders left and right. Old clans, proud clans.
Akahr told us that there was a traitor and that he stole something of ours, and we're here to get it back.
He's no traitor. He was never in Akahr. We're simply fighting for what's ours, for our land.
Akhar's plans are not the plans of all.
So
Well, they will be soon enough.
Then you won't budge.
you had one infiltrate our ranks and do what you thought was right. But it was wrong, and you made terrible enemies today, friend.
When all the world is modernized, when all of the free orcs of the world march under one banner,
Then
losing
they
their
will-
freedom, losing their rights, losing everything that made them who they are!
We still get to drink and eat and fight. Aren't we still orcs?
I put my hand on the big man's chest and I say, to fly under your own flag of. I look at the archers up there and go, weak orcs is a disgrace to your own race.
His eyes fog over, and he
Oh.
says,
We will see who is weak.
roll for initiative.
Oh, yeah.
Do we still have our rage at this point? Or has it been?
Oh,
It has been long.
Oh, yeah.
Crap!
Been a minute.
Got the one left is all.
Alright, and have whatever you're wanting to do ready on your turn. We got 2 more encounters to get through.
Oh, yikes. Okay.
Alright, Kuga.
So should we roll it?
You don't need to roll ahead of time,
Okay.
but just know what you're gonna do. Make sure you're
7.
7. Alright, Tugog.
Sorry, it's been cocked twice. 12.
Alright. Thackrek.
Sorry, a 6.
Man.
Ladbeg.
My
6 for
my-
me, and my dex is probably lower than his.
It auto sorts. Tom
my
Ward?
initiative is
7.
awful lately.
We've
All
all
right.
been pretty rough.
Tugog, you're up
Most of this.
first.
Okay. He's on the same level as us, yeah.
He is.
This is ground, yeah?
It is, yeah.
Okay.
I
And then
look
the
at
rest are up.
I look at the big man and I say, get him.
Okay.
I don't have quite
Then I
enough
look at the
reach.
ranger and go, those.
So I guess as I.
He's just telling.
I give a respectful nod, but
Enter my final range as I move
All right.
forward. And then
I have an inspiration for earlier, by the way.
I'm gonna throw a hand hammer.
A light hammer?
Light hammer at him as I go. And so I just heft the one that's still got bits of enamel on one side.
Tooth dust.
Yeah, tooth dust. A little gross, but whatever. Tooth dust really messes with the aerodynamics. It's a 6. Oh, no, 8. Excuse me.
An 8 does not hit. The hammer goes hurtling towards him, and he steps out of the side, turning side face as you come in, and he lowers his staff right towards you.
If you come closer,
And
I
you
can
can
try
see-
again.
And I'm gonna heft my warhammer.
You can see now these 3 vulture skulls on the tip of his staff. Their eyes start to pour out black fog.
That's cool. But
Alright.
not.
Gonna have to fight High Lord Wolnir here.
So, the 4 archers up there are gonna go
Boo.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, fair enough.
Boo!
Boo.
And each of them gets 2 attacks. So this is
No,
who's
what?
kind of left here.
That's me.
All right, 2 attacks on you, and that's gonna be a 16 to hit. For
Yep.
5 piercing damage from a short bow. Ooh, and a crit for 6, 7, 8 piercing damage.
Okay.
On Kuga, we have 16 to hit
That'll hit.
and a miss. The one that hit dealt 3 piercing damage. So Kuga 1 comes in and you smack it aside with your own bow, and then the second one slams into your into your bicep as you do that. That's gonna put us at the one firing at Latbag. And Latbag, the first arrow comes straight into you, and you just hold up a hand and catch it midair and crunch it, dropping it to the ground. The second crits you
Oh,
for 9
Metal
piercing
dice.
damage,
Yeah.
as the second one comes in, slams right into your collarbone.
That hurts. Having a thing. slam
2
on
This
going
is what's
for
causing him to
Kathrak or Thackrack, and that's a 20 to hit for the
Yeah.
first one for
Thackrack
3 piercing
faces.
damage, Thackrack.
Yep.
To you.
And then another 20 to hit for another 3 piercing damage.
Good
6
night.
damage to- You're fine. Well, no, you're not really.
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
I forgot
he's a
you're
rogue.
tough.
Yeah, alright, Tumhorn.
Oh, that's a me. I'm gonna.
That's
uh,
me.
run-
It's
Can-
a me, a Tumhorn!
Can you, Greg? Can you move me forward?
Yep.
I'm running towards the shaman,
Yep. So you're at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
and I'm on a dash.
Oh, okay. And you're just getting on up there.
And I'm on a
don't be there.
horn.
Oh.
Don't be there. Don't be there.
Oh, excuse you, I think you
Why?
wanted to say.
I don't think he cares much what he thinks, though.
Yes, who
genuinely
cares?
don't. Summon of Horns and
Sorry.
that's 19.
19 will hit.
Good, then that'll be a nice 10 piercing damage.
You slam into him with the horns, goring him and tearing the staff almost out of his reach. His arms now reach over his head and yank back down,
You are
pulling your head
very
with
good
them.
at that.
All right, anything else?
Nope, that's it for me.
All
I
right,
miss.
Kuga.
Oh.
Okay. Me and my friend, we're gonna go and
Duck behind there for cover.
duck behind here for cover.
So you'll have cover from both of them, but and you'll have half cover from that guy, but no cover from that
What if
guy.
I went to here?
You'd have 3/4 from that guy, but none from that guy.
How are you
so-
gonna shoot them if you
Well, I was gonna like pop out and
Yeah,
go back.
shoot first then.
ask questions?
How tall are these?
Oh, about 15 feet.
15? Okay.
Yeah.
Then my bat will stay with me. And I'm gonna shoot the guy
All right,
that can see me pretty well.
sounds good.
Oh, I'm gonna not hit that guy for 8.
All right, yeah. Your arrow goes whistling towards him, and he just sort of ducks down behind the ruins of some old stone wall.
Cool.
All right, that puts us at Letbag.
You will know what a real orc is if it hit you with a longsword.
And I'm coming all the
You can try
way
him with a
right
long
I'm gonna hit
there.
him with a longsword.
And I'm raging.
There you
and, reckless. Nat 19.
That'll hit.
Yep.
And
Oh.
Once you get to level these up, you can choose how to level.
Oh, cool. I'll probably do at least one more level up right here.
so that's 12 slashing damage.
Nice. All right, taking your longsword, you swing it upwards and slam your shield into the side of his shoulder, cutting into it with the longsword. All right, Thakrak.
Releasing an arrow at this feller.
All right.
That fella.
Crit 1. So I release an arrow, completely missing because my eye is trying to get to here. My eye's on right here. So I'm going to whoop, and then bonus action, hide if capable.
Okay, yeah, you've got a good spot. You wouldn't be able to hide from that guy, but you can hide from everyone else. So go ahead, roll that
Roll,
check.
roll that
Oh,
stuff.
sorry.
No, you just.
Nat 20.
Yeah, you're pretty well hidden. You dive into the snow wall, and as you do so, you slam against the actual stone behind the snow, and some snow goes.
I just go.
Perfect.
This is ideal.
That was a very Marvel movie moment.
Yeah.
All right. So.
Thinking college humor Batman.
Yeah. The witch. There. Now that he's got that staff lowered, he sees that there's two people that have now slammed into him, and I think you hit him slightly
I
harder
tossed him.
there.
Yeah,
So.
that sucked, I imagine.
The
skewered.
smoke sort of pouring out of those crow's skulls starts to form into just this orb, and the orb it sort of floats up towards his hand, and it just goes. And as it does so, the orb jets towards you.
Ooh,
Is it an attack roll?
It is.
It's a disadvantage.
Oh, that's
He's got dudes within reach of him.
it's gonna hit. I think a 17.
yeah.
Reroll.
All right. Oh. Oh, what a guy. Oh, it still hits.
Thanks for the try.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah. Oh no, this is re-roll a die that they just, and then the enemy uses lower the two rolls, so it does still hit.
Oh.
All right, so that's gonna deal 9 force damage.
Showy.
All right,
There
and
goes my
then
temp
that was his
HP.
bonus action.
Oh.
He takes his spear and he's gonna plunge his spear towards you.
Right.
Oh, and force damage.
Does that have any other sort of effect?
It's spiritual weapon.
Spiritual weapon.
Oh.
That's not
Because
great.
it's a bonus action.
All right, and as he swings towards you, that would have been real bad, but he failed to hit. He drives his staff, which now you can see has a point at the end, upwards towards you. But taking your shield, you just sort of slam downward into the staff, knocking it into the snow. That puts us at Turog.
Yeah. Moving up around him, and I'm just gonna start swinging. I've got my warhammer now in both hands. I'm gonna swing it down, and as I come forward, I'm just gonna slam my shoulder into him and then drop an elbow to the back of his head.
Alright.
So I'm gonna go ahead and flurry blows here.
Mm.
And my 3 attacks. Bone die is the warhammer. Okay.
I think all of those hit.
18 was the lowest.
Yeah, they all hit.
Cool.
So the warhammer is a solid 13. And then and then the 2 unarmed attacks are plus 6 on each one, so 10 and then 7, so 17 total damage there.
All right. So taking the warhammer, you crash into him. He goes stumbling backwards, and you grab onto his hair and yank forward, bringing a fist up into his chin as his jaw caves in upwards into his face, piercing his upper palate of his mouth into his brain. You can see just these two jawbone fragments sort of hanging down out of his tormented skull as he drops down to the ground dead.
Nice. Wow, nice.
Oh,
Wow.
I am very good at that.
All right. You can remove him from the map. 2 archers now are going to fire at you.
Okay. I didn't reckless.
And we have a 17 to hit.
Yep.
For 3 piercing damage. And his second shot is a 15 to hit. Alright. The second archer is a definite hit for 4 piercing damage. And a 15 for 8.
The 15 does not work.
No, I'm sorry, 15 on the die. 19 to hit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Great.
Alright. The third archer is going to fire at Tumhorn.
Great.
And Tumhorn, that is a 15 to hit.
He would have advantage on the other guy, but 15 does not hit me.
That's true. He will. And a 19 to hit.
That'll do it.
For 4 piercing damage.
Alright.
And the final archer is going to fire at you with advantage. He's going to hit for 5 piercing damage, and his second shot actually misses.
Nice.
Alright, and that puts us at...
I killed the nonsense out of that dude.
Now I will run. Obviously.
What did these archers think about the shaman dying?
I mean, they definitely saw that, and they look frightened.
So I can get 5 to get there, 25 feet rather. How tall are the?
It's a ladder, so you can just use regular movement. It's 15 feet up.
Okay, then instead of actually going up at this turn, I will dodge.
Okay, cool. All right, Kuga.
I am going to duck out and shoot the guy that I tried to shoot the last time, but didn't do a very good job with. Ooh, this time I do a way better job with a 24.
That'll hit, yeah.
And it does 5 piercing damage.
Alright, nice. An arrow slams into his arm, and right above the left bicep, and he grabs at it with pain and knocks another arrow.
Yeah, he does. My bat friend, squeezed into the leg.
Lap bag.
Okay, seeing as how there's 3 people over there, I'm going to move toward the 2 archers over there.
Okay.
And,
Sorry. That's it.
20, and then 15 feet to go up, so that'd be 35, and I can get right
Yeah,
to
you
that
basically get
archer.
right up to him.
Not that one, the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'll be good. And I'll just attempt to, I guess, I'll go ahead and take my longsword and stab it down into his, I'll just do a high stab into his clavicle. I'll try
Alright, cool.
to. Reckless. Yeah, nat 19.
You got it.
And that is for poop. 3, 6, 2, so 8 slashing damage.
Nice.
And then I'm gonna attempt to kick him off.
Alright, cool. With your bonus action attack?
Yes.
Alright, cool.
Roll frenzy.
Roll an athletics check.
Okay.
Ooh, and this is your second time frenzying today.
Yeah.
But if I did the
Oh, right. Okay, yeah.
Crit.
You got it. Alright, he goes tumbling off, and he's going to take 6 bludgeoning damage as he slams into the snow below.
Where does his short bow go?
His short bow, he drops it, but it's next to him.
Great. Okay. That's what I did. Alright, that's it.
Alright, Thakrak.
Thakrak is gonna climb up this, hopefully still hidden.
Maybe. Then we're all just frantically looking for a target.
For you.
I grab his mouth and
Oh,
put the short sword straight in
Alright,
his
and
back.
you do have sneak attack, yeah.
Yes.
does he have advantage?
He does,
Yeah, because it's
Yes.
crit.
Wow, that was a wrap.
Wow.
7 plus 5 is 12.
Oh. You come up and you grab him by the throat, and he goes, and slams an elbow in your gut, knocking you back. That makes it Tugog's turn.
Yay. I can get all the way up to here.
Oh.
Because that's the same. Because it was 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1.
Yeah.
I've got 43 movement. So I'm gonna catch up to this gentleman. And as I come up the ladder, then I go,
I am very good at this.
and then swing in with my hammer, and then just headbutt it as it spins around.
Alright.
So purple is the hammer. I'm not that good at it.
Ooh.
14? Does a 14 hit?
14 just
Oh,
barely
good. So
hits.
he dodges the hammer swing, and I managed to get it with the really stupidest looking headbutt. It's kind of like, poof, I hit the side of my head into the side of his head. And so he's gonna take, yeah, he's gonna take 7 damage from that.
Alright. Nice. He's gonna, oh, gosh. And he pulls back, or he's gonna drop his bow. And he takes his short sword. And he swings 2 strikes in an X pattern. His first carves into you, but you don't even feel it. His second does 23 to hit for 4 damage. Oh, were you thinking I was gonna say 23 damage?
I was like, wow.
That's a short sword.
The one on the ground there, as he's on the ground,
short sword.
mechanically he's standing up and then firing. But for flavor, he's on the ground and he just draws back the bow and looses an arrow upwards at you for a 20 to hit, 5 damage.
Would he maybe have half cover because of the height?
Yeah, you have half cover. Okay, at
I
20.
don't know. That makes a difference.
And
Yeah.
then he's gonna stand up and he's gonna go back 2 squares.
Just to cancel that.
3 squares. Yeah. And then he's gonna fire his second shot. But the movement sort of threw off his aim, and so he misses that second shot. The 2 up there, the one over there, north of him, he draws back his bow and is going to fire 2 shots into Akahr.
Oh, bummer.
And that's going to be a 16 to hit
Oh, that hits.
for 3 piercing damage.
Are you sad?
And then his second arrow comes whistling towards you, and you dive to the ground and roll around his buddy out of the way of the arrow. That guy uses that dodge, as you dodge out of the way, to draw his short sword and slice downwards at you. However, he slices straight down, and you swing upwards with your own weapon, parrying his blow.
Unkillable.
He then tries to drive it down over that with a natural 20 for 9 piercing damage as it pierces down in your chest. Are you unconscious?
Yeah.
Alright. That puts us at
hilarious.
Tom Horn.
Okay, well, I'm going to scramble up the ladder here,
My bad.
draw both of my weapons,
How am I dead?
and go after this fella here.
Now I'm dead.
I'll hit him with both of my what's its here. You know what? I'm gonna hit him with one of my what's its and go into rage.
Alright.
So
Okay,
okay, so that's a lot. 22 to hit.
That'll hit.
Nice for a solid 9 slashing damage.
Nice. Alright, a huge battle axe swings
Oh, excuse
in,
me, 11 slashing damage. I forget rage.
cleaving into his arm and sending him stumbling backwards. He's still standing, but he is
Stumbling
definitely
backwards?
Does he
Not
stumble
off.
Oh, okay.
Alright, Kuga.
Alright, if I
Where are you?
step out here, I can
Here?
shoot that guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the guy who's just plunged his sword
Yeah.
downwards into your friend. You can now, as you step out, see Thakrak
Just
laying
coughing on blood.
unconscious on the ground.
Yeah, I feel like, one of my my
Jesus.
flaws is that, I don't save
Well, he's
people.
pierced me, so now I have blood in my...
So maybe you'll just go for that guy in the middle there.
Yeah, but I also know that these were chosen. Like,
That's true.
So, like, they're supposed to be good. So I'm gonna, like...
It was just chosen by random lots, but that's true.
It was chosen by the spirit.
That's true.
Yeah.
The spirits.
But you also know that Hellhawk is a
I'm
very
gonna sigh,
Famous.
famous...
and I'm gonna
Bounty
shoot
hunter,
my,
they call
my longbow at him. For 15.
15 will hit.
Famous doesn't
Sweet.
sound
That
good.
does
What?
8 piercing damage.
He was being
And if he's still alive,
He is, just barely.
I am going to then
An
action.
arrow pierces through his calf, and he stumbles.
I'm going to action search. Action search.
Action
And
Oh,
my
that's right, she's a fighter.
my bat is gonna come out and attack.
Nice.
So your back
Neato.
Oh, that doesn't matter. I was gonna say pack tactics, but he's coughing up blood. He doesn't deal as a buddy.
Whew, good. Plus 5, so 18.
18 will hit.
Do some damage.
4,
Back.
5, 6,
Back
7,
thing.
8 piercing.
Alright,
As
the
it
bat
bites into
swoops
his
down
face.
and bites down into just sort of like his cheek area, and the guy's swinging and flailing his arms at the bat, and the bat claws across his throat. His head turns to the side with 3 streaks of blood on his neck, and he drops to the ground, tumbling off as the red drips down
I'm
into
so
the
glad that
snowbank.
got to
And
do
then
stuff.
and then the bat is just gonna like sit on you. Sort of like not
Watching me like
just
yeah,
teabags you.
no, it's to like if something shoots at you, he's gonna take
It's
it.
clicking in that right.
He's trying to block you from getting hit.
Lutbag.
Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go 5 feet back and I'm gonna long jump.
Nice. Try a plunging attack.
And then
So if you hit, you will have 2d6 extra damage, but you'll take 2d6 fall damage.
Right. So I'll say as I'm jumping, get back here, pretender!
What if I say I'm not like the others?
Oh wow.
That
was terrible.
Hold
Did
on.
you reckless?
Yeah, I did.
Oh.
Wait.
8 plus, okay, 13, 14? Is that
14 is exactly what you needed.
Freaking tastic. Okay, so extra 2d6. 6 plus 6 is 12 plus 3 is 15, 15 plus 2 is 17 total damage.
17 total damage. So you land on him, and with your longsword, you plunge it straight down through the top of his skull. But as you land, the shot goes up your feet through your knees for 11 bludgeoning damage.
Ouch.
Alright, so
That's like a fracture.
Yeah, that hurts.
Alright,
I'm
so
still
you
take the
okay,
edge of
but
it.
that
So
was
that crack, you're down.
Oh,
one.
yeah, that's right. You're frenzying. I forgot about that.
Can I... Well, I guess the only thing I can really do is move. I use 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
Alright.
That's it.
Alright, go ahead and remove that guy so I don't get confused. Alright,
That crack's
the other
gonna
one's
make
dead
his
too,
first
right?
death.
This guy?
Yeah, this
This
one.
guy's dead.
He is also dead, too.
Can I use my bonus action to use my short bow?
Whoa! It's gonna be melee.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
Alright, Thackrack.
Yep.
Could failed my first death.
Alright.
Wait,
Not great.
Wait, we
Oh,
have
okay.
something that you can use.
Oh, shoot.
Spirit.
What's it do?
Oh.
Takes
Spirit. Subtract 1 death save failure and add 1 stabilization success.
Nice.
So you got one of them now.
So you're 1 and 1.
Thank you.
Cleo.
Alright, 2 god.
I'm gonna try to kill this dude with my warhammer. So
Alright.
I'm gonna swing down at him with my hammer as he's, now just sliced at me a couple of times, and I go,
Stop that.
poof, trying to just break his arm so that he'll
Alright.
stop that. In my head, this is a really great non-lethal way to bring someone down. In practice, I'm absolutely going for lethal.
Alright.
It doesn't matter though, because I super missed.
Yeah, you swing down a big slow strike and he steps to the side.
Oh, okay. And then my, again, new thought is to grab him by the face so that he's really listening to me. In practice,
No.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, 15?
15 will hit.
Okay.
Oh no.
Okay, 10 damage?
You grab him by the face and squeeze, and his skull explodes like a grape in your hand.
Don't let the big guy touch my body, please.
The last guy,
Fix you.
the last guy, sort of backing up, some snow tumbles off the edge of the stone he's
I'm
sitting on.
also gonna just start running that way.
Alright, and would you remove that guy? And he sort of backs up and he says, "Please, wait." And he drops his bow on the ground, and he looks down and he can see there's another guy coming from behind, and he's surrounded.
You don't want an honorable death?
I'd rather a life of any kind than a death of any kind.
Oh, you suck.
Oh, yeah.
Spirits take you. And I'll
Alright.
Oh!
No talking at all.
And he drops
No,
down to
it's-
his knees and is
Sorry,
Yeah.
playing orcs here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just
It's
totally,
pretty-
he was
nice.
totally like,
Oh,
yeah, I'm not really up for
I
honor.
climb
We're
up
like,
and I
"Whoa."
use healer's kit. Disable.
What's the other kid?
It means
she
you will
expended
not
yours,
die.
So you're stable.
You can hear echoing through the chasm, echoing through the gorge that you're in, shouting, and more sounds of battle further on.
We're going that way.
Alright.
I'm gonna grab my light hammer
How
back
much you
because I
weigh?
missed. I got him. I just pick him up and toss him over
Wait,
my
wait.
shoulder.
And
Here we go.
as you do that, as we're going, I'm pouring down marching ale.
It's just like the orc liquor
Hey,
and
what do you
berry.
Yeah, +2.
I didn't rage that time. Nice.
4 + 2.
No, yeah, I did.
Alright.
No, I didn't. Yeah, I
As you
did.
head into the
Oh.
gorge,
Oh, that's max.
the glacial walls widen, making room for several megaliths that project from the ground cliff face. You can be over on this side here.
Ooh, my dice are in the way. I
alright.
apologize.
And you can be on either of the first 2 rows of
Alright,
squares.
I'm in the back.
The wind whistles
Get
as
this
it
out of
passes over, while stones and pebbles crunch underfoot beneath the packed ice and snow. A towering curtain of rock sits not far from the wall, creating a short tunnel. From one end, the passage slopes gently upward, culminating in an 8-foot-high ledge there. No, the blue is the 8-foot-high ledge. That's a huge column of rock there.
That's a big deal.
Right. But there's a gentle slope leading up to that 8-foot-high ledge, where it emerges on the other side. Ahead, a pack of frozen corpses, animated by some fell spirit, swarm the gentle slope, atop which stand a pack of ogres battling to protect a man who's seemingly their prisoner. A lone orc in a heavy fur cloak, steel gauntlets on his hands, which are bound together by thick rope. The largest of the ogres holds a heavy warhammer carved to resemble a dragon's head in one hand, already stained with undead blood. Strapped to his back is the cartouche. The orc in the center looks beaten and bloodied as well. Alright, so
We're fighting them, right?
Yes.
Okay.
this right here is the leader of the ogres here.
We're gonna die.
You can see another ogre over here smacking his hammer into some undead coming up that way. Another ogre here.
Holy crap!
Another there. And one there.
How do the ogres look?
They look
battered?
pretty frightened, to say the least.
Oh, really? How many undead are we
we're
talking
gonna
about?
say. I'll show you in just a sec.
Okay.
We're gonna say that this is the orc you see who's bound, and you can see him shouting and barking at this guy, begging them to let him free so he can help. All right. As far as the undead you see,
Oh, there's more.
you can see swarms of them climbing up this this side over here. Let's see.
The DM's getting props with which to miter us.
A whole pack
Oh, buddy.
who've seemingly come around this side, headed up, and in fact there are some that are already there. We'll put the runners
The
up
runners.
there. I'd hold off on the pictures if I were you, because it's gonna get a lot better.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I'm going to take one as they go.
Alright.
It just gets worse. And remember this so it doesn't look as crap.
This can go too.
Oh.
Poopy.
I don't know if we're gonna finish this in 30 minutes.
We are.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll probably die.
And if we have to be late, we can.
I have 7 hit points in the ridges.
I have 10.
It's
GG.
Whoa, are they having a zombie party?
They're having a zombie hoedown.
These guys are in their PJs. They're in their PJs.
Stop that.
Does that one have braids? Oh, no, it's a cap. Start placing some more of those. They can fill out any
Cool.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I was a cleric.
Are you? White
No.
spirits guide me.
Oh.
Well, I still have 2 people.
Which
Oh my word.
Will not do much to turn the tide, I reckon.
Oh.
Holy crap.
Woo! Here's to the toast.
And here I thought our main characters actually would fight these guys. No, this is the great.
Yeah, instead we
This
just
is the
put
great
one.
Pass them down.
Are we using all of the zombie
Oh
side?
my word. We are indeed.
Wow. Here you go, Sam. You have to fill your side.
What in the heck fire? The flippin' heck
They
fire.
are-
And on that day, we joined their number.
Oh no! We each killed like
When you get the pictures, yeah. You should do it from where your dice are, so you can just like see all of this.
Oh no. It's fine. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah,
I'm gonna make sure that D20's on a 1.
Yeah. Hey Brandon, can I have 2 more copper cards?
I'm
I
thinking
feel like we're
you know,
gonna need them.
Yeah, pass me a silver if you wouldn't mind.
There's a silver.
Thank you, sir.
There's some copper.
We can still fit some.
Of course. Use this
Yeah,
for when
punch 'em
casting a
up.
ritual.
Punch 'em
Can
up.
I switch out?
Oh, I think he's done.
Use this when casting a ritual.
fair.
But it's
Oh,
not
'cause they
but-
can't.
Yeah, he's done.
Oh, you?
What you got? What you got? What you got?
Choose an ally who has been reduced to 0 hit points as long as you are. Oh, this is a copper. That's weird.
Oh, it's a
Oh,
copper.
did I hand you a copper?
Yeah, it might have been the wrong
I
side.
Oh, that sounds like the one I used on the steel folk. As long as you're next to them, you can't
They
be
can't
harmed
be
further.
hurt, yeah.
There you go.
That's the way.
What do we got?
All right.
This one. Take from the top.
Roll for initiative.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Roll for death.
Okay.
Oh, no. That's like in 2 turns.
Wow, not bad.
Maybe. our little war party has entered and found themselves a little bit. Did you crit fail?
Yeah, I'm done fighting.
Kuga.
He's like, oh man.
23.
Kuga's ready to go.
Two guy.
18.
Oh.
No, 17. Beg your pardon. I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna record
correct.
it. 21.
Latbag.
16.
Highlights on the Twitter page.
What'd you
Tom Horn.
3.
You start forward.
All right.
You will die.
Well, Kuga, you are up first.
Shoot somebody in the face.
I see these people here and I think, dang it, should have action surge last time. And I'm gonna shoot this lady.
All right.
I think a short rest would have served as well, if it were possible.
I'm gonna miss that
Except that
lady.
we still
Was
would
it
make
10?
them rages back.
10 hits. It's a zombie.
Ooh, it is a zombie, I forgot. 10 damage.
All right. So, you slam an arrow into it, goes straight through her skull, and she drops to the ground dead.
We're just gonna keep the pool over there. You send those to me, Sam?
Just did.
Would you, as you set them over there, would you separate them by sculpt?
Will do.
All right. Thakrak.
Thakrak is gonna launch an arrow at a zombie.
All right.
Nat 20.
All right. That zombie immediately drops to the ground dead.
Which one? Which one?
Closest one.
All right. Two-guy.
I'm gonna run forward. I go, we're fighting the dead. Okay. And then I just, it works for me. They won't be sad. And then I just run forward and start swinging. So we'll give one good warhammer to the face, and then a good sweep of the leg into its rotting knees.
Nice.
Purple is the hammer. Okay. Both hit because it's a zombie. So.
All right. So with your first swing, you bring it down, breaking through its legs, and it drops to the ground dead.
Oh, my first swing was that?
Yeah.
Oh, then I'll move over and just kick the next one in the back for 7 damage.
All right, and as you do so, you kick it right in the back, and its spine shatters, already partially decayed and frozen over, and it goes stumbling forward dead.
I have a really horrified wince on my
You
face.
hear behind you, and the creature that you had broken its legs is now crawling towards you.
That's
That
creepy.
one's still alive. All right, Latbag.
Oh, this is gonna take. Oh, I forgot about that. What in the pits is this? Steel yourselves. And I'm raging for my last rage.
Alright.
And I am just gonna, take up next to big guy, man eater, whatever.
Man breaker.
Yeah, same thing.
Man
And,
eater.
Over food.
I'm gonna just regularly attack these
Alright.
guys because
I broke that, man.
nat 18.
That'll hit.
Do I need to roll for
You
damage?
do not.
Okay.
So as you go running towards with your longsword, you slice his head from his shoulders, and it goes rolling onto the ground.
Do I see him get back up?
You do not.
Okay, great.
That doesn't happen until the end of your turn, though.
Oh well, okay, poop. I guess that's it because I raised as my bonus, but I will move a little bit closer right here,
All right.
just in case.
Just charging right in the midst of it.
You see the orc over there, and now that you can get close enough to hear him, you can hear him shouting at the ogres, "If you let me out, I could help! Please!" And one of the ogres says, "You too stupid to help!" And he's swinging around a big hammer. Every zombie moves 4 squares towards the closest target.
Before they go,
Oh.
can I play a card?
Yeah.
This is take it from the top. It's a silver card. Use this during a combat encounter. You and your allies may reroll initiative. You may also choose to force enemies to reroll initiative.
Okay.
So-
do you want enemies to roll as well?
Yes.
Okay.
And anyone who
So-
would like to, may reroll initiative.
I'm good with my 18, I think.
I'm gonna reroll my crit fail.
Please do.
16's not bad for me.
Not much better. It's an 8.
They might have sucked it up worse, though.
Maybe not.
All right.
How'd the zombies do?
All right. So Kuga.
I'm keeping mine.
Yeah.
There's 23.
Well- Oh, you had a 23 before.
Oh, yeah.
Thakrak.
Keeping mine at 19.
19. Tugog,
Keeping my 18.
Ladbag,
Keeping 16.
It's fine.
Tomhorn.
8.
Better?
Alright, that makes it. That's exactly the same order as
Great.
it was.
All right. Well, that was fun.
Ah.
That was a good time.
Alright.
Glad I did
So now every zombie moves 4 squares towards the closest creature.
Mother.
If
I'll help
if
out.
it needs to make room for something else,
It'll go past.
then it goes past it to the next creature. Would y'all start
Well, they
moving some
can't. They
zombies?
can't go past.
Alright.
These guys can go past, but they're gonna leave. Some
What? How
for-
high is this ledge?
That ledge is 8 feet high.
So
That's
they
where
can
you
all
go.
make it up.
Yeah.
Oh wait. Yeah.
They can go right here.
How many squares?
4.
Can these move? Those are really good sounds.
Can you make them sound a little more frozen? Beautiful.
Alright, who has at least one zombie on it? Raise your hand. Alright,
yeah.
Leftback, how many zombies are on you?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3,
Oh.
4, 5.
5. Oh. So the first is a 21 to hit
Wow.
for 5 damage.
Okay.
That's bludgeoning. The second is a 13 to hit, so that's a miss. The third is a 19 to hit for 5 damage.
Right away.
The fourth, ooh, is a crit for 8
Probably
damage.
more than a turn.
Okay.
You're right.
And the fifth is 16
Yeah.
for 7 damage.
Okay.
So zombies all around you start pulling you in all directions. You feel the grasp of their frozen hands on your arms, pulling and yanking in both ways all at once. Who else has zombies on
I
them?
got a couple.
How many? 3?
Two, yeah, 2 and then a broken one.
Alright, it counts as the
Okay.
same. Alright, so the first swings up at you and you headbutt him away from you. The next is going to be a 21 to hit for 7 damage.
Okay.
And the next is a 20 to hit for 7 damage.
Wow.
Now, over there.
Our road
Oh.
buddy has one.
Alright, Thakrak, it's a 21 to hit for 4 damage.
Alright.
Alright.
That's it. Good.
Over there on the ogres, how many are on this side?
Oh my gosh.
Ogre closest to me.
3.
3? So that's it.
He made it.
Can you get up there?
Yeah, it's only 8 feet.
Yeah. They can reach up and get that.
Alright, so he's gonna take.
Or give it a little hop if they can.
Ooh. That ogre, three of them grab onto his arm and just start to claw and tear and pull as they start to rip the weapon from his grasp, but he's still holding on. How many are on the largest
6.
one there?
Oh, sorry.
1.
1?
Yeah.
Ooh, that one critted. For 8 damage. How many are on the northmost one over there?
This one right here?
Yeah.
3.
Yeah, 3. Alright, only one of them. He's swinging his big hammer at all of them, knocking several of them back. Some more start climbing up, clinging onto his hammer, and he just shakes upwards as some of them go flying up. He only takes 1 hit for 4 damage. We have the next one.
1.
1.
These 2 are going to attack him.
And the one, he just knees it, and it goes flying backwards. Next one.
These 2.
2. Man, neither of them hit. Alright, and that puts us at Tumhorn.
Ain't that some crap?
Oh, that's me. I'm gonna pull out 2 hand axes and chunk them both. Oh no, I can't. Wait,
You
no,
might
I
not
can't do
need
that.
to.
I can only do 1. Oh wait, yeah, I can. Dual wielder. Do I?
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
it? Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll just need 1 though.
Well, per. Yeah. So that's a 14 on the first
14 will hit.
Smash
Nice.
it to the ground.
for.
You don't have to roll damage.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
And yeah, that axe embeds itself in the creature.
Nice.
And he goes falling down.
And then I will throw my other one. That's not the same.
Those 2 women aren't the same either.
Oh, so they're not. And that's a 21 to hit.
21 will
Don't
hit.
need to roll damage. So that'll go for this guy.
Alright, and that guy, as he goes down, and that was a hand axe?
Yep.
Alright, he stands back up, the hand axe still in his forehead,
Oh,
and
wow.
starts clawing at you. Is that it for you?
That is it for me.
Alright, the largest of the ogres swings his maul upwards, smashing 2 zombies.
Nice. The largest, so probably the 2 that are on him.
Yeah.
That's good. I love the swing dancing zombies. They're my favorite ones.
All right, all 4 of the all 4 of the other ogres each kill 1 zombie.
Oh, good. Well done, lads.
You can see the ogres with their massive
I got 2.
clubs and hammers
Yeah,
and battle
those
axes sweeping
pretty
zombies away from them as more just pour
This
in to
one's
fill
gonna
their
be there.
places. Oh, you know
Where
what?
did that zombie come from?
It's been there the whole time.
Really?
However, 2 of those zombies stand back up.
Oh, bummer. 2 of those zombies stand back.
Kuga.
Oh,
Kuga,
2 of them
shoot
did?
somebody.
Say this guy did.
Kuga, shoot somebody.
I need to count better.
Getting zombies.
Stay!
I am going to shoot just one of these.
Okay.
For a 16.
16 will hit.
To worry about.
And so, yeah, you've got him.
That's my turn.
Hey, in case you haven't figured it out, you have to have a chance to stand back up, so you might just knock them over so you know when they stand back up, which this one just did.
Okay.
He stood back up after you shot it. He didn't die.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm replacing the ugly ones with the things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, that's my turn. I only get one thing.
Alright, Thakrak.
Thakrak is gonna see the zombie in front of him and plunge his sword straight into the zombie's face.
Okay.
Nat 15.
15 will hit.
5 damage.
You don't have to roll damage.
Okay.
Is that it for you?
Yes, it.
Alright, well, as you do so, it goes straight through his face, and as his eyes are just sort of wide, they go.
Oh,
Can I bonus action with my knife? And
You can.
cool. I can't use proficiency though.
But
That's a nat 19.
You don't even roll damage. So.
Yeah, nat 19.
Alright, you got him.
Yep.
And so with your knife, you slit his throat, and his head just sort of slides backwards, hanging just by a thin strip of like ligament. And as it's hanging backwards, he just reaches up and grabs you by the
Come
throat.
on!
Still up. 2 guy.
I'm gonna hit one of the ones that's in front of me because I've got 2.
You got this guy.
That one's on the ground. I don't like that guy. I'm gonna
Yeah, that's
step on his head.
creepy.
So I'm stepping on his head with my.
You scared me!
I stepped on
Alright,
his
you
head.
crush his skull beneath your boot, and he's killed.
Okay, it's enough. And then as a bonus action, then I just punch straight out to the guy in front of me, and I got him because he's a zombie.
Alright. And as you smash his nose inward, you see your fist just emerge on the other side of his frozen skull.
Cool.
Ice and bone
He's
shards
still
showering
starting to, like,
down
move
across your hand. And no, he is.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'm gonna flurry of blows and hit somebody else.
Okay.
And so, but get that guy out of here. Yeah,
Did he die too?
I killed him. He's.
I called him.
I called him.
I thought that was the one that was on the ground.
And then I'm gonna move over and engage the one that's on my little orc friend.
Please. Turn
That
around.
little orc friend. And then I'm gonna hit that guy as well with a secondary with 8.
Alright. And as you swing around, you slam a fist into him, and he goes stumbling backwards and just keeps running towards you.
Good God!
Alright. That one in particular.
I have hit him 3 times.
He's very tough.
Alright. You can see the orc say, black spirits, and just swing with his hands still
Manacled
tied
hands, yeah.
upwards into that runner that's on him.
Watch him kill him.
And with these manacles, he basically uses the manacles, wraps them around the thing, and headbutts right into it. It's you can see a sort of crack form in the ice, and then he rips forward with the manacles, the chain severing the head of the zombie.
Does it come back?
Cool.
What's that?
Does it come back?
It does not.
Yay.
Alright, zombies
We've
all
done.
move to where they can hit something if they can. They've got 4 spaces of movement.
Do they get to go?
Oh, I skipped you. Yeah, you were supposed to go after
Okay, well,
Sorry, my bad.
cool. That's
Okay.
fine.
So those guys
So can I see
Okay,
him?
so
The
we're-
orc?
This
Yeah,
is
you
still
can.
happening.
Okay, and do I know that's the
I
trait
mean,
that
he's
we've been
wearing
looking
the
for?
padded boar cloak, he's wearing the big
And we
heavy
see
gauntlets,
the
and you
thingy
see
that
the
they
warhammer and the cartouche.
I will not be frozen in cuss like you. Away!
And I'm disengaging from them,
Alright.
and I'm going right here.
In fact, why don't you
Here?
No, keep going.
That was 8.
No, I have
why
40.
don't you take place with
Yeah,
some
that was
coward's tactics? Why don't you make use of those?
Wait. Why is everybody moving? Stop it.
Because we have to move
5,
the
10,
zombies.
15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
And then what?
Read it out
I
loud.
was letting you do that.
Use this card to start your turn adjacent to one or more enemies. You may disengage as a bonus action.
Ooh.
Sweet.
Very nice. But
What about
oh,
this
that
guy?
was a bonus action. I can
Oh,
disengage as a
smaller
bonus
than
action,
the
so I can still move.
Uh-huh.
Right.
Yeah.
No, disengage just lets you.
But
not
you still have an
Right,
action,
right,
so you
right.
can still
Okay.
throw something. Or...
Yeah, I do have a hand axe.
All right, you
There
want
you
to throw
go.
it at Goresh, at the guy there?
Oh,
Well, there he is.
I don't know. I
there's
mean,
our boy.
so he has the warhammer and he has the.
The warhammer and the cartouche, it looks like, have been taken from him by the biggest of the ogres, but he still have the gauntlets and the cloak.
Okay, I guess I just make a beeline towards him. I say,
You, traitor, you're the one who stole from us.
He says,
Look, this really isn't the time.
zombie upwards.
Get out of my way.
and I hand axe the zombie in front of
All
me.
right, nice.
Throw it. Did you hit more than a 7?
8.
All right, you got him. Your hand axe goes flying towards him, slams into the back of his skull. He slumps downward onto the ogre, and then you see his hand go as he pushes himself back up out of the snow.
I hate these.
That puts us at Tumhorn.
Okay, well I'm gonna pull out my other 2 hand axes and chuck them.
All right.
Hand axes
Ooh,
aplenty.
so I got a 9 and a 16. 7.
Good hit.
Nice.
However, both hand axes find their mark, and both of them just keep striding forward towards you regardless.
Well, that's the end of my
They
hand
just have
axes.
like an 80% chance to not
No,
die.
it's 50. All right, they're minions with 50% chance to not die. All right, so the largest of the ogres, on the one that's just starting to stand up, he brings down that warhammer right on top of it,
Okay.
hitting, and it is down. It's crushed.
Oh,
He then sweeps it into one next to him,
Good.
and it's crushed too. Oh no, actually that one, it's crushed. It goes flying. It breaks in two, and then the top half of it.
That's
comes
so
scrambling back forward.
creepy.
All right, the 4 other ogres.
This one. These ogre.
3 of them manage. One of them, his weapon is yanked from his grasp by a couple zombies, and he's having to pull it back, so he's unable to hit one. But the other 3 all manage to smash one beneath them. But one of the ones that was smashed, its hand starts climbing up that ogre. It's still up, so 2 die.
2187.
These two.
Leave the color.
All right, Kuga.
Everything.
Okay, Kuga, kill something.
I am going over here.
You just doing that?
No, I'm gonna shoot as well.
But I mean, you can leave the.
Are you disengaging or what?
No, I'm going.
She's
one.
literally
Oh,
going
I
around.
see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not just gonna go. Like that's not.
All right, what you got?
I'm gonna shoot.
All right.
Nice.
The Lonesome Ranger.
Did you get more than a 7?
Yeah, I rolled a 7 on the die, then +5
Yeah, you got him. All right.
for 10 damage.
All right. Your arrow pierces through his skull, leaving a big hole where his nose might once have been. And then, for a moment, he sort of stumbles and stumbles forward.
Yep.
All right, Thackrek.
Thackerek's gonna take his short sword and go. And I mean, he's just. This is like the first time he's ever like broken really character. He's just like, die! And just starts
All
shoving
right.
his stuff in them. Nat
Oh,
20.
crits.
Oh, man.
And
Oh,
then
get
a
outta here.
15.
All right, so with the first one, the first short sword, you slice one's head off and take the other one and plunge it through one's gut. That one grabs on the short sword and starts pulling
But the other
itself
one's dead.
forward.
But you killed that one. Did he kill the one that he really hated, or is that
Yes,
one
that's
still
the one I was
There
going
you
crazy.
killed the
I'm
one
just-
that you really hated.
Ah!
We've discovered that Thackrek hates undead.
Yeah,
All right,
but
so
he
done.
composes himself afterwards. After he kills it. And it
All
stabs
right,
him.
nice.
spinning my warhammer in my offhand just to kind of like push him back out of the way. I'm gonna punch out with the haft of it at one of them, and then I'm gonna make 2 more attacks. It's my last key point, but why not? So I'm making 3 attacks. They're all hitting because it's all damage.
All right. The first one you slap with the haft of the warhammer, and its skull cracks to the side, and it drops down the ground and ceases to move. The second, you bring forward the head of your warhammer, smashing into it, and it stops moving. The third, you bring up a knee right into its groin, and it just sort of goes.
Oh, because you're dead.
Inspiration.
Yay!
Lutbag.
Oh, that's me. Okay, so I'm gonna go toward these runners here, and
Frenzy, 1-2 against
Alright.
them. And so just cross against their spine, and then the other one just a straight plunge into
Alright.
their back. Yep, they're gonna hit.
All right, nice. So slashing one spine, his upper torso goes like falling down, sort of like in a theater exercise when you break at the waist. It just tumbles down, still barely hanging on by a bit of flesh in the front, and you kick him over. He stops moving. You swing your longsword over, plunging down through the other one's back, and that one, with the longsword in his back, just sort of turns towards you, wrenching your wrist the other way, and he's still headed towards you.
One skill.
Right. Goresh, seeing how well that last strike worked, he's gonna take his manacles, and he hooks another one, and this time he slams it down in the ground and crushes its skull beneath his boot. It's done. The zombies all move forward towards their closest target if they can. They try to surround things and get into reach. They'll let each other get into reach if they can.
No. 4.
I think some of those might be coming for you too, Haley.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. I forgot I existed.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Let's do this one because this guy can get
4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. You can go give it up.
They are completely surrounded.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so Haley, you've got 3 on you.
You guys can all.
All right, they got a crit.
As a reaction, I'm gonna step back away from them. I'm gonna step 5. Can I go 5?
I think you can go half your move.
Yeah, I'm gonna go half my move into your dice away from
Oh,
them.
there you go. Yeah.
So
So as they enter your reach, you're doing that.
yeah, as they enter my
Is it
reach, I'm bouncing.
Some scout nonsense.
It's skirmisher.
All right. So
You don't want to move
Where,
you have
where do you want
3
it?
on you. Haley.
What's half your move?
Half my move is 15,
Thank you.
so 3.
1, 2, 3. Yeah.
You're
All right, so Haley,
Yeah.
1 crits you, 1 gets a 13, and 1 gets a 9.
The crit hits.
You take 8 bludgeoning damage. How many are on?
I don't even know.
1, 2,
6.
3, 4, 5, 6.
Good night.
All
My
right.
AC is 18 currently.
So we have 3 hits.
Hey.
All right, and so that's going to be 12 damage on you. As several of them start clawing and tearing at your flesh. How many are on? None.
0.
How many are on you?
5 or 7.
5 or 7?
Can the bat take hits?
He can.
Oh.
So how many are on the back?
Then 4 will be on the bat, 5 will be on me.
All right.
Damn.
So
Yeah.
5 on you, and only one of them I think is going
Oh,
to
thank
hit,
God.
and that deals 4 bludgeoning damage as one just yanks your arm and pulls.
My current AC is 15. Would that change anything?
2 hit then, so that's another 4 bludgeoning.
Then I'm down.
All right.
Wait. You're down?
Yep.
Wait,
Wait.
what you got?
Oh,
Come on.
Oh, poopy.
what's the bat's
Oh,
AC?
well, maybe you can use the dodge.
Bat AC is 15.
Make a
So it takes
dexterity
8 bludgeoning damage as 2
Do what?
zombies try to pull it down.
yeah.
How many are on you?
Maybe 1.
1?
Okay,
Yeah,
I
we'll put
crit.
them on you. Why not?
So you're
So
good.
I didn't take the second hit of
So
damage, I'm
one
still up.
comes reaching
3
towards you,
HP.
and you take the one you just stabbed through the back.
Mhm.
As it comes towards you, you rip your longsword out, and it drops dead.
Oh, nice.
Yay!
Oh,
All right.
give me another copper.
How many are on this? The main troll up there.
It looks like
I need
probably
one for it.
2.
2.
Just these 2. Yeah.
All right.
He'll probably go for that dude.
Oh man, both of them start yanking and tearing at his flesh, and he's gonna take 8 damage. How many are on the one just south of him?
2.
2.
They're all copper.
Ooh, that one's gonna take 12 damage as he's being pulled apart.
I said die.
All right. Top over there.
Oh god. 3. 4.
Oh man, that guy though is wrecking shop. He's taking his hammer and just swinging back and forth.
nice.
He only takes 4 damage.
Nice.
Next one down.
Go, guy.
God, so many. 5.
Okay. Oh wow. Okay, so he's gonna take 12 damage as 3 of them, one of them pulling down on one of his arms, pulls him down to one knee, and the other 2 start climbing up onto his back.
And there's 3 on him.
The one, and there's one more ogre.
This guy, he's got 1,
Oh, there's
2,
another
3,
ogre.
4, 5.
Oh, you know,
5?
I thought he said him. So this ogre would have 2.
Oh, only 2. Okay.
Yep.
Well, man, and he taking his hammer just sweeps and knocks the 2 back. How many does Goresh have on?
3.
3. All right. Goresh has 3 come running at him, and he takes an elbow and slams it into one face. He takes his manacles and sweeps the leg of another, and then with a kick,
He's a skilled
he
fighter.
flips up his boot into the other one's face as it stumbles back. He takes no damage.
Nice. What a guy.
All right,
What a
Kuga.
guy.
What a game.
Kuga, what you got?
I am going to
As we now have some ideas.
oh, I guess I have a knife, so I'll use my knife.
Okay.
It's a d6, not
Yeah, you have a long knife. It's basically a short sword.
11.
11 will hit. And
Doesn't
that
matter.
one, as you take your knife, you plunge it straight through his eye and twist, and the rest of his body just drops away from the skull that's now on your knife, which you fling towards another one with a flick of the wrist.
Good. And then I'm
Flick of the
gonna
wrist.
dodge as a bonus action.
Nice, with shifty maneuvers.
Shifting
And
Make your bat attack.
she can't.
Nah, I don't think I need to do anything.
on my
That's
turn,
kinda-
I can freely command it to
Move doesn't take anything.
Nice.
yeah
Nice,
to
guys.
move,
Well,
dodge,
gonna
and all
take
that. So I'm gonna
No, you can't command it to dodge, but you can command it to move.
What?
Dodge takes one of your actions.
oh yeah.
I don't.
Opportunity.
Backwards.
It'll take some up attack. I mean, unless it's got.
It could
flyby.
fly straight
Oh wait,
up if you
yeah,
want it.
it has flyby.
Oh, then
Or does
just
it really?
get out
Does
of
it?
there.
Bats?
Yeah.
Medium bat?
Yeah,
It's a pteranodon.
It,
flyby.
oh,
shoot.
right.
Then I'm
Right.
just gonna,
So get it out of here. So it just goes straight up. Just whoop.
Go up. Then it doesn't have to take any more hits
Alright.
if it's up.
flyby means it doesn't take any hits.
Well, yeah.
That's what he's
attacks,
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if it's flying,
All right,
they
two
can't
got.
get to him anyway.
I'm gonna just keep swinging. So just punch and then a kick. I'm not aiming for the groin anymore because that
That
doesn't
didn't
work.
work, yeah.
I didn't, that wasn't helpful. So just a heavy punch right into the jaw and then an uppercut to the side of another one's head, or that one's head. I guess. You get both good hits.
All right, one of them goes just cracking backwards as it shatters and falls to pieces. The other takes a hit, its head going back, and still with its head back, it just starts flailing its arms
I
towards
think
you.
we missed. I think we missed Tumhorn because it didn't go down before. Because
No, you're coming up. You were after the.
I thought it was at the very end.
You're 8.
No, you're after the
I'm
zombies. You're
16.
right after the
I haven't
zombies.
gone yet.
Before the ogre.
Right,
I
but
haven't
he
even.
was-
I haven't even gone yet,
I'm early.
and I'm 19.
I don't think we missed you, but we may have.
Uh,
What's the last thing you did?
I threw my hand axes and everybody moved.
Yeah, we didn't miss you then.
Okay, awesome.
Fair point though. Where's he?
Yeah,
Because his was 19. Mine was
I'm
18.
19.
So he should.
Oh, you should have gone. Yeah, I did skip you.
kill something.
I'm
Or
gonna
two
run
seconds.
towards to this side right here.
You got your sword and your knife.
Yeah, short sword and the one in the blue, knife and the whatever.
All right.
Knife and the whatever. Don't even.
Nat 18, nat 19.
All right, the one in blue, you slice your short sword across its back and then plunge it down into the one in red. The one in the red goes tumbling down to the ground and stops moving. The one in blue turns towards you and starts grabbing at you.
Bonus action, disengage.
You already used your bonus action to slice it over.
Oh, that's right. Oh well.
All right, that makes it Latbag.
One of them's dead.
Or Tugok this time, for real.
Two.
Oh, we did do
Yeah,
it.
yeah,
We-
I did.
yeah, so Latbag.
I'm so close to him. Come on, spirits. And I take some of the. Is there snow on the ground?
Yeah.
I take some snow and I just eat it. And I'm using catch your breath. I use half my hit point.
Yeah, you may use up to half your level in hit dice as a bonus
Nice.
action.
So
Wow.
that's 22
That's a good one.
HP.
Nice.
Wow.
And,
How many HP were you down to?
I was to 16. And now
Oh,
I'm
you're
38.
fine.
Well, I mean that was a lot of my HP. And
Let's get rid of the zombies first.
and I just start slashing, going for the jugular
I know,
on
but
that
he's
one.
got 4 health.
Are you a friend?
Says one of the
He's
ogres.
got 3 health.
Let's clear the zombies first.
Friend!
And
think I
that's a
liked it.
16 nat, and that's a crit the second time.
All right,
Yay
so
for
the
crits.
first you
Slice.
slice.
Bonus action. Eat the snow.
The first you.
Oh, you're right. So
Oh,
just one.
Okay.
Just the first
Well,
one.
you slice into him, cutting his throat, and the zombie goes tumbling down into the snow as you stomp your boot down into him, finishing the job. He's
Nice.
down.
A crit would have been good. I'm imagining.
I'm gonna
they're
move
like the
closer
regular
to
things
that.
that
You can
don't
certainly
get
do
to come
that.
back.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. So Goresh over there now surrounded. He's holding one by the manacles and swings it around into some of the others, and so that's going to be 2 of the zombies next to Goresh go down
kinda
permanently.
weird.
That's fine because they're about to move in anyway.
Goresh.
And now the zombies come moving in.
Now I'm certain
they're gonna
I missed a turn because I had thrown I didn't have axes out the last time they attacked.
Oh, I
me.
understand. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Then go ahead and
So I'm
let's do on your turn. Take your just an extra.
Oh, just go nuts.
Except
Oh,
for
you know what? But you may
might
go
not
down.
survive.
Go ahead and go right
yeah,
now.
so I'll pull out my axes to get that AC back.
All right.
And then just whirling attack a couple of the dudes.
All right.
That's for a 10 and a 23.
All right. You slash with your axes, slicing 2 of their throats, and both of them continue to swing. Alright, that makes it zombies.
Okay.
How many zombies? Let's just start with Tumhorn. How many zombies are on you?
8 on me.
8 on you. Okay.
Literally.
So your AC is 16 right now.
It is now.
All right.
They've only got like a +3.
4 of them managed to hit.
Then I'm definitely going down.
All right. Yeah, that's
much
gonna
health do you
be
have?
16 bludgeoning damage.
You're down.
How many are
Less than
on
nothing.
Kuga?
Okay.
2.
And you dodged it.
I did dodge.
Oh, so they
it.
have disadvantage. So the first one hit, the second one did not. And so that's 4 bludgeoning damage as one of them grabs your bow and yanks, trying to pull it out of your grasp.
Looks like I got
How
6.
many are on
No,
Thakrak?
no.
Oh, Thakrak?
2.
Oh.
Or 1.
It could be
1?
3.
I'll
Oh.
take. I really can't take that much.
Wait,
So 1. All right, and it's gonna hit you as it grabs you by the throat and it just starts to squeeze, and that's gonna deal 4 damage.
Jeepers.
So I've got
All right, how many are on Tugog?
4. No, 5.
1,
My
2,
AC is
3,
18.
4, 5.
All right, several start to pull and tear you, but none of them manage to hit.
That's awesome.
Tugog!
That puts us then at how many are on Lepbag?
Me 1.
1. Okay.
Me 1.
It does hit for 4 bludgeoning
Oh,
damage
bummer.
as it grabs you by the skull and just squeezes and from behind.
Okay, off.
How many are on Goresh?
Like,
Or you know what? Let's start with the ogres. That's
Okay,
easier.
this ogre has.
Big ogre.
I'm gonna say.
Not that one.
I know.
it's okay.
A 1.
1. All right, that ogre
So many.
takes 4 bludgeoning damage as that one squeezes down as he's swinging his arm around. That zombie is like curling itself around his arm, biting and gnashing his teeth. The next ogre down.
1.
1. That ogre headbutts a zombie into the ground from his great height. The zombie goes like down into the snow. The next ogre up there.
This ogre has 1, 2, 3, 4.
All right, that ogre is going to take 8 bludgeoning damage.
are they looking, these
as
ogres?
2 of the zombies are clawing and climbing up him. That's going to put us at the one on the next ogre.
2.
Ooh, man. Both of them get him. So he's going to take 8 bludgeoning damage. 2 of them now are prying his fingers from his weapons,
Ooh,
trying
ow.
to chew on his hand. Next one down.
5.
5. Ooh. So 3 ogres now swarm or 3 zombies now
I was like, what?
swarm over him, pulling him down to the ground. He's now almost prone. He's brought down to his knees. The last one's the one that has 3 climbing on him already. How many does he have on him?
That's all the ogres.
That was that one.
That was that one.
That was not. There are 5 ogres.
Yeah, we've done all of them.
Okay. We definitely didn't.
Then
because-
I think you accidentally said the ogre meaning him.
No, I said Goresh, and I said, but let's do an ogre now.
Then we haven't done Gresh.
I
We
know
did
we
all the
haven't
ogres.
done him, but we should have done 5 ogres, and I
We did
subtracted
do
5
5.
from all of them because all of them got at least 1 hit.
Did you get the middle one right?
Then
Yeah,
what's the problem?
I got him.
Because one
He
of them
took
didn't
damage.
take any
He didn't take
So it
damage.
must
He
not
did.
have-
Oh, I
Yeah,
thought you
that's
said
what
you
we just
subtracted
did.
health
Yeah,
from all of them.
he took damage. He
That's
didn't.
what I'm saying.
He did.
is
He did.
all
He
of them
did.
got hit, but one of them didn't lose any HP.
Yeah, he
I
didn't.
see.
This
He
guy
didn't?
right
Okay,
here.
cool.
Yeah.
because there's nobody on him.
No, there is. He
There's a
just
couple.
blocked it.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Alright,
you
cool.
said that he's
Then,
fine.
how many
Like,
are on
headbutted
Goresh?
him into the snow.
1.
Oh,
Remember?
right. Yeah.
1 did.
1.
1 time.
All right. So the one that's coming at Goresh just goes flying around in a big arc as Goresh continues to spin it. That's gonna put us at the Tumhorn.
Then I will make my first death saving throw.
Oh boy.
I was brewing tea and not ready to die.
Weirdo.
Oh
did that? It's a.
You could have asked
That's
one
a
of us
failure.
to do it.
That is. That's an 8.
Oh man. All right.
That's
One
not
death
good.
save failure.
The ogres now.
I don't really know how we're gonna save you.
Oh, I got a healer's kit. I'm
Yeah,
gonna.
but you gotta get in there.
All right.
hit
2 of the ogres managed to
die
smash
myself.
some zombies. The one that was already in the snow, he just twists his boot underneath it, so 2 zombies die. The largest of the ogres swings Garesh's warhammer down at that zombie nearest to him,
Okay.
crushing it. But the zombie's hand erupts up out of the snow as it continues to crawl. It's gonna put us back at the top for Kuga.
You still have 3 more trolls to go through.
No, I did 4 at once, and I said 2 of them managed to kill,
Oh,
and
okay.
then the last one didn't.
We need to bring the zombies to the trolls.
How do you reckon?
Disengage.
Disengage and run towards the
run for
trolls.
Okay.
Like I did.
And then while the trolls are facing the zombies, we assassinate. Would that work?
Oh, what? What's my speed? 30? I'm sorry, I'm counting like I'm an
That's
elf.
not a bad idea.
Except
like
that
there
then
are-
we'll be at
Okay.
Bambos.
I'm gonna disengage and go to there.
Okay.
Do you have any other plan?
And then my bat is gonna go.
Yes. No, you, as in Greg.
Your plan's reasonably sound.
All right, Thakrak.
Thakrak is disengaging. Can you move me 6 towards the trolls?
Let's see.
Bonus action 6 again.
Yeah, that's all good.
Alright.
I'm gonna use intimidate.
Okay, to do what?
Bring the zombies towards you.
Oh, they're already following.
Fresh meat.
All right, Tugog.
I don't.
Don't please don't leave him. It's not gonna work if I'm here.
Okay,
by the
good.
way.
Excellent. Just make sure that he understands the plan. He's gonna also disengage
Are
then.
you gonna leave me?
What?
Yep.
I'm gonna leave who?
Me?
No.
Is that all you could go?
Oh,
Yes,
right.
she was really far back.
Why are you using bonus action to dash?
Okay.
Didn't use
dash.
I noticed that part too. Then I go, you should run. I will hold them. And then just start swinging again. So
Alright.
I'm gonna stay where I am and take 2 swings. Swinging, yeah, got them both. So two more Zambambos.
All right, and one of them goes down as you smash its skull. The other one grabs onto your arm, and it's clenching tight as you're pulling your arm away, swinging at other creatures. Lutbag.
Okay, I'm gonna make
I
one
will
swing
hold the
against
door.
the first one in front of me, zombie, and that's a nat 9. So that'll
All right, and as you bring down your longsword, you slice from the top of his forehead down to his belly button, and he sort of the flesh splits open, and he collapses into the snow down.
Good.
Oh yay. Okay, so I go
forward.
for
Oh,
the.
yeah.
Is that another zombie?
It is.
Alright. My friend.
What
my
is
friend is
the
gonna be
what does this orc think about?
This whole
Yes.
situation.
I don't know.
Nat 14, so that's gonna hit him.
All right, and again, your longsword, you sweep his legs out from under him, and he drops down dead.
Alrighty.
Garesh is
And
standing
combo
there for a minute,
some
and he looks up to the ogres and he says, "I told you I was being hunted!" And then he takes this one that he's holding and flips it upwards over him. And as he does so, he sort of swings it down back behind him, and he slams down back onto it on the ground,
Nice.
crushing it. You see its arms just sort of go, and then fall back down to the ground. And he stands up, and at this point, he looks down at his manacles, and you can see him start to pull. The zombies all move towards the nearest target they have.
What about this?
They move towards the nearest creature.
So probably.
Let's go.
Oh yeah, they're gonna ignore him for now.
That's what I was wondering.
Let's go.
1, 2, 3, 4.
This guy's probably closer.
Yeah, he
Well,
probably is.
Yeah, but only a certain number of them can actually reach me.
But they still try to go
Oh,
towards
I
the
got
nearest
you.
creature.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay, well then they're
I
just.
told you I was holding them.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Here you come.
I mean, none of them can
9
hit
attacks
except
on
for this
poor old,
guy.
This is where guard would come in handy.
Or whirlwind.
All right, and so how many are on Tugog?
9.
9.
Oh, just,
Are the
you're right,
trolls
I'm
working?
sorry.
Are the trolls working for?
No,
What's your AC currently?
18.
Okay. So 1 hit and 1 crit. The rest all missed. So that's going to be 12 total bludgeoning damage to you. As several of them from all the rounds. 12 total.
You know. Are you down?
Not quite.
He has one.
They start crawling over you. You see Tugon's hand erupt from amongst them, and then it is pulled down into this swarm of zombies. Over there, how many are on? Nobody else on the team has any on them, right?
He's got one.
You got one?
We're gonna say the rest.
So one comes up towards you and grabs onto your arm, and you headbutt it, and it's knocked back. How many on the main ogre?
Okay. 3 or 2.
2?
2.
Oh yeah, that's one.
Both are gonna manage to hit, so he takes 8 bludgeoning damage. How many on the next one? 1. Alright, that one, he knees it and it goes flying back against the wall. What about the next one?
4.
4? That was stupid. 4, so, ooh, yikes. So he gets hit twice and crit once.
Ooh.
So he's gonna take 16 bludgeoning damage. And that, as the zombies swarm over him, they pull him down to the ground and he's killed.
Oh.
That's not good.
Alright.
Next one's 3.
3 on the next. And one of those manages to hit, so he's going to take 4 bludgeoning damage as one of them claws right across his face with a grimace. The next?
4.
4?
No, 3.
Okay. So only one hits, and that's going to deal 4 bludgeoning damage as this one's just shaking them off of his arms. This last one's the one that's already been pulled down by a bunch of others. How many does he have?
No, you're counting them again. You're counting them wrong again. That was all 5.
That was all 5.
One of them didn't take any damage again.
Right.
That was all
That's
5.
all 5.
Okay, cool. Alright.
Because if one doesn't take damage, you'll have it noted that one didn't take damage.
Yeah, just write 0.
That's not how this works. Tumhorn.
Good try.
I will death saving throw.
Let's
Come
go,
on,
let's go,
spirits.
Let's go.
That's a crit fail. So I'm.
You're dead.
You're dead.
The spirits have taken
One
me.
down. Poopy.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I'll be joining you soon.
I thought you had a.
But yeah, don't you have a...
When you drop to 0, you have 1 instead?
What is it called? What's it called?
Relentless.
Oh no, you're a
Endurance.
Horndorf. You're a Horndorf.
Second.
Yeah, that's the.
I'm a
have
ghost
a-
orc now.
I'm a ghost dork now.
Alright,
Relentless
well,
Endurance
we
is
do
what
know,
it's
of course, our rule
Yeah.
with death saves. If you roll nat 1, the first time you roll nat 1 on a death save with character, you get to reroll.
Reroll it.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah, you did it with Aeldon.
You did it really?
Yeah.
Well
When
done.
you were in the midst of having your eye ripped out by a worm.
Well, it's a failure, so
But
I'm
not a
not
crit
dead.
failure.
And not a crit failure.
Don't roll those.
Are you dead still?
I know, but
I'm not dead.
Oh, okay.
it's not working.
Alright.
Alright. So you can all see that Tumhorn is bleeding out on the ground over there. You probably
Why do
can't,
I
that's
have the
true.
healer's kit if my flaw is that I don't save people? So weird.
That's true.
And so you can help your bat.
That's probably true.
That's fair.
Alright, the largest of the ogres, he's going to take some swings there, and he manages to crush one of these zombies. How many? There are 3 ogres still alive. Okay. And 2 of them crush a zombie. The third grabs one and pops its head between his fingers.
2 are dead.
But yeah, 2 are dead. One of them pops his head between its fingers and hits the ground, and still without a head continues to swing. And it puts us back at the top with Kuga.
I am so mad right now.
Steaming cool.
Healer's kit.
Oh,
You
you're
just
about
do
to
that?
have
Yeah,
you're about
you
to have a
okay.
bad
Yeah, you're
time.
stable. You will not die.
Yep. Nice.
Yeah, I will.
You'll die. Yeah. Thanks for the
Um,
thanks for the life trade.
Alright.
and is that an action to use that?
That is.
Yeah.
Alright.
Bring your bat in.
Akahr.
Let your bat die.
My other thing is an injury to my beast is an injury to me, so I would die before I
you
let
got a
him
point.
die.
Alright, Thakrak.
Oh,
Okay.
good God, I don't know what to do. I'm so torn right now. Can I bonus action dip an arrow into my poison and then shoot him?
I can't remember if that's a bonus action or
I
that's
think it's
an
an action to use it. 'Cause the
Alright, well then I'm just gonna shoot an arrow into
At
him.
Goresh.
Alright.
Oh, we need to get rid of more zombies.
Yeah.
How does a 17 sound?
That'll hit.
Alright, he takes 4 damage.
Alright, and
Oh,
as
wait, sneak attack.
Oh, yeah.
There's a buddy there.
There's a
Oh,
buddy
yeah.
right there. 4 more damage.
All right.
Wow.
As your arrow slams into the back of his shoulder, he roars and looks back, and he sees your bow drawn, and he says, "Akahr! Treachery!" And he is
I don't even-
going to...
I just look at him.
Admittedly, don't know if this is the best time to make a fight.
All right, two
God,
guys.
it's a great time.
It's
How's
a
he gonna
great
do
time.
anything?
How's he
got
gonna do anything to me?
You know, I would dodge.
Plus, it doesn't seem like the trolls are working for him
Okay.
since he's in shackles.
What?
You should.
I know, but
No,
here let's.
do it. I don't want to die.
I know, but here let's see.
No.
We don't. Okay.
Don't be that guy who rolls dice to figure
I
out.
was rolling an intelligence check,
Okay.
because I'm stupid.
Alright,
So
go. Go.
yeah, I'm swinging. So I'm swinging just unarmed, just push, push, just trying to claw my way
Alright.
back out. It's
Roll.
2 hits, but
All right. So one zombie, you grab him and swing him into the other. The first is slain, the other is not. Latbag.
Don't talk about treachery when you're the one who stole that from us. And you, quit picking fights when we have zombies to deal with.
So I'm gonna take
No.
more zombies.
All right.
He's like, no.
Not much of an order
Nat
taking place.
16
This
Alright,
is
you
my job.
and Nat 7. So that
These
was-
aren't.
All right. Both of them with one sweep of your longsword. 2 of them drop down to the ground dead.
Grab the 2 gray ones. Actually, grab one of the gray ones, and this one's gonna go.
All right.
Switch it out. Yes.
Koresh says, "This one knows how to survive," and he swings. Or he takes
I
with
don't-
his with
I
his
should have to
manacles.
out-survive you.
don't
He
justify yourself.
breaks the manacles. Now
I
he's
just
free,
have
and
to
he says,
out-survive you.
"Finally!" And he is free of the manacles. All right.
Oh, but that's
Surrounded
a
by
lot.
zombies.
All right.
Oh,
so
really?
zombies. How many are on?
8.
To
Wait,
to go?
Once they move in.
Huh?
These guys.
Oh.
Yeah, but
okay,
he's,
so
he's
let's
gonna
do-
have 8
Yeah,
on
Yeah.
him.
it's happening. Go. AC
All
18.
right. So
They go
far
around me.
2.
2.
I'm down. I have 1 health.
They can go.
All right, you're very down then.
Yeah.
All right, you're very down, and
You're in
all of
trouble.
those zombies now
Thanks.
move off the other direction. How many zombies? How many zombies are on Kuga?
5.
Do you have
What's your AC?
No.
16.
Okay.
Yeah, they can't quite make it.
All right, 2 start pulling at you. 1 trips you. You take 4 bludgeoning damage. As you hit the ground, you scramble back up, and another pulls at your shoulder for another 4 bludgeoning damage.
Alright, second wind.
Yay.
Nice, nice. It's not your turn.
Yeah, you can do that on your turn. This is a bonus.
How many are on the ogre chief?
Well, okay.
This guy?
The ogre chief, the big ogre, the main ogre. Yeah.
1.
All right. So the ogre takes a knee and slams it into the zombie. He goes flying against the wall and then smashes it with a warhammer. The first ogre. That was the ogre chief, the first regular ogre.
Oh.
Yeah. So the first ogre is gonna take. He's gonna get hit for 4 damage. All right. The next one. How many?
4.
4. All right. This is 3 here. So that's gonna be 1 hit for 4 damage. The very last one.
4.
Alright, and that's going to be 1 hit for another 4 damage. And that one is pulled down into the snow. You can see he's still moving, but just barely.
Okay.
Tom Horn.
Oh,
I'm
You didn't need to.
Oh, right.
Alright. The largest of the ogres swings that warhammer upwards into a zombie. The zombie smashed against the wall, but then leaps back off of it. There's 3 other surviving ogres.
Where's a fireball?
One of them manages to sweep into 2 zombies, killing them instantly.
I'm just gonna move this one. And 2?
Into 2.
Yes.
Ah, sweet.
And the other smashes a 3rd.
Killing it instantly.
Nice.
Yep.
Yay. Okay, good. The ogres are running out
Alright.
of zombies.
Kuga.
Disengage. Hand my healer's kit to my monkey. He's not a monkey.
It's a bat.
He's a bat. That's the other guy. He is going to fly over here and
Stabilize.
Bat is incapable of doing so.
Yeah, that seems.
he can't just drop it on him.
That's not his.
Here, you're fine.
Abandoned.
Dissolve into
Abandoned
He
lands
just on you. He just drops a first aid kit
I
on
thought it
him.
was
You're
like
fine.
Like a
Take
medicine,
D4
like,
bludgeoning
there was
damage.
an ointment
You're
or
fine.
something.
The first aid kit goes fine. That's pretty funny though.
That's a great image.
Wrap yourself up, kid. You did. Where's it going?
So
He's
far
over
here.
here. I'm just-
Alright,
I'm
Thackeray.
still dragging
Is
away.
courageous.
I'm shooting
And
another shot
I
at
do nothing for bonus
him.
action.
the
Alright.
Warhammer Stealer.
Alright.
Ooh.
Wow.
This is a Gresh?
Yeah.
Alright.
7.
7 to hit.
Thank
Another
God.
arrow goes hurtling towards him, and as it does so, he ducks down under it. It flies overhead, slamming into a zombie behind him, who is killed.
Nice.
Hey!
Yeah, it's doors.
He says,
At least there's one way to get you to contribute.
and he whips
My
around.
job is to kill you.
That puts us at 2 God.
As he whispers to himself.
One pass.
Inspiration.
Oh,
Thank you.
1 pass. All right. Lap bag.
Okay. Who's around me?
Copper me.
You have
Copper
I'm
me.
gonna
two
keep going.
zombies.
Oh well,
Yeah, one
there's
here.
one there. Okay.
I'll go ahead and attack that one first. Just swiping down
Swoopity
right
swipe.
into the heart. Nat 15
All right.
for that one.
And that one, you plunge through his heart, and he grabs onto your cheek as you do so.
Great, grab on my cheek, ho. Nat 17. As I just push his face down into the snow.
You do so, and his leg twitches, and he grabs your leg
Jason.
with his hand.
Yeah, I
Wow.
wish you could just get
Well,
here.
There goes that.
I'm in danger.
All right,
Could you
Goresh,
dash this?
drawing a dagger from the largest of the ogre's belt, he slices the rope holding
Maybe
the
a short
cartouche
sword.
onto his back and catches it in his hands.
Huh.
And that's his action. So that makes it the zombies. Zombies move
Okay.
in.
So zombies 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all right. Thanks. They can't. Only one can reach her.
Okay. So Kuga, it misses as it comes right up behind you. You can feel its fingers run through your hair, but you keep running past it. How many are on the largest of the ogre?
1.
1. All right, that one comes running up towards it, and he swings the warhammer down over it, and it's killed instantly.
Whoa.
The next ogre.
1.
That one comes leaping up, and with a big just chest bump, it goes flying backwards, but it's still alive. Next ogre.
3. I'm gonna say 2. I'm gonna even this out.
All right, there are 3 hits on that ogre. Ooh, and that ogre is dragged down beneath the
Ooh.
snow.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Next one.
1.
Imagine how easy this fight
Yeah,
This is
you
the
get
last
2, right?
ogre.
Yeah, but he rolled 3, so.
Oh,
One.
gotcha.
1. Okay, and he is also dragged down beneath
Whoa.
the snow and killed.
Oh no.
Since there's one
So
on,
all I have to do is just let the zombies kill him. I'm gonna go grab the warhammer and peace out.
just one on Goresh.
I don't have to survive.
The warhammer's not the important thing.
It's the cartouche.
That's not what's stolen.
What's
the
the
cartouche
big
is what was
scroll
stolen.
thing?
Okay, well,
No, a
I want
cartouche.
the
It's a big
cartouche.
stone. It's a
Got-
stone that's inscribed with something.
Okay, I want it.
All right, so you want to go make an athletics check to pull it out of his hands?
No,
There's one zombie
Uh,
still on
Tumblr.
Goresh.
Oh, there's one on
Yeah,
Goresh.
there's one on Gresh.
Some horn is stable.
All right, the one comes up to Goresh, and Goresh takes the cartouche and whacks it across the face with it.
Nice.
So
That's not what that's for.
the largest of the largest of the ogres swings Goresh's
There's a
warhammer
zombie next
into
to
one of these guys. However, the zombie trips and falls at just the right moment and scrambles up on the other side of his guard. How many ogres are still up? Just the one?
2.
2.
One
The
and the
one
big guy.
other than the
Yeah.
chieftain. And so a zombie comes leaping at him and grabs onto him, dealing 4 damage, pulling him down to 1 knee. That ogre looks like 1 or 2 more hits might bring him down.
I thought the zombies already
Yeah.
won. The zombies already attacked. It should be
I'm sorry, the
ogres
ogre
attacking.
is the one attacking.
Okay.
You're right.
So is a zombie dead?
A zombie is not dead.
Good night.
All right, Kuga.
Kuga do a thing. Oh, hey, Kuga, come save me.
Be a rogue.
Apparently.
Yeah. the
Okay.
next one.
Well, I am going to dodge and get
Disengage.
disengage is what I meant, and get to I think here was the place. I know I
Okay.
can get to here. Then I'm going to use this card that I just
You have to
pulled
be
out.
adjacent.
You have to be adjacent, so
Nope,
that's
nope,
not going to work.
Nope.
That's a different one.
Use this card on your turn. You may take an additional standard action to grant advantage to all enemies until the end of your next turn.
Oh, okay.
Now you
Oh, nice.
Now I'm gonna use
Nice.
this card.
All right.
Good synergy.
Spin to hit die in order to allow an adjacent ally to heal as if they had spin to hit die or make a saving throw.
Fortunately, only one can
That's
get to you next turn.
cocked as
Try
all
that
get
again. Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
So that's 13 health.
So you just run up and kick him in the side,
Yeah.
and he's sort of.
Bruh! Bruh! Oh, I
look
told
at
you
us.
to run.
All right,
And
Thakra.
I look to you and I say, we both should.
Okay.
The horde is approaching.
Inspiration.
I point that
I
way.
know.
Thakra.
Back
I'm
right.
thinking. Hold on, because I don't really know what to do.
Well,
Because
it's your
I'm-
turn.
I know the zombies would go.
If you get at least 5 away, they'll still go for you, and you won't get hit by them because they can only go 4.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. We're just gonna go right here.
Plenty of movement.
Aha!
That
That one's
see,
still
one,
gonna
two,
get you
three,
in there.
Yeah.
Move one forward.
Move one more.
All right.
I'm gonna launch another arrow at
Disadvantage.
the chieftain.
Are the
At the ogre chieftain
Are
with the warrior.
No, this guy.
Garrett.
Oh, like Goresh.
Goresh,
Okay.
that's his name.
are the ogres hostile?
Currently they're attacking zombies.
Okay,
Yeah.
then yeah, you're good.
One of them stood.
Okay, good.
Then you, yeah, you
Oh,
don't
yeah,
have
so you're not at disadvantage.
Yeah, so
Yay.
Nice.
Nat 19.
You got it.
And the
Sneak
ogres
attack.
are on your side. Count as right.
Oh. Wow. 8 plus 5 is
13.
plus 3.
16.
Nice. All right. Your arrow whistles forward, slamming into Goresh's chest. He roars a bellowing roar of pain, grabs the arrow and snaps it off, and he says,
You shouldn't have chased me. I hope you die here in the snow.
Wait. Not today.
inspiration.
Cover me.
you
Cover me.
kidding
Cover me.
Grab me one, too.
Suga.
Are there any?
Oh, good. Well, I'm up. So I'm going to use half my movement to get up. And then I'm just going to dash, I think, because that's what she said I should do. And I'm dashing this way.
How much movement do you
Oh,
have?
no,
That you
straight
said
that
that's
way.
what she said.
Yeah,
Oh, that way.
this
Okay.
way.
How much movement do you have?
This way. I got 40 feet,
Okay, so
and
you
so I
go
can go 60.
20, and then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
We're gonna climb up the thing.
Oh, we're going up the thing? Oh, I'm going to do that then.
All right.
No,
well, you
we're
gotta
going
get
this
there.
way.
Oh, oh,
Yeah.
This is a
yeah.
pillar. You
Oh,
know, you
right.
can't get through that.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
Oh, because there's a horde.
That puts us at lap bag.
Okay,
smart, he's dumb.
get me,
It's true.
move me one more,
What's
and I'm
your
gonna take
turn?
care of the other 2 zombies there, hopefully.
10.
So
Mine by
15 and nat 6, and which will end up hitting.
And both of them go down.
Oh, thank God. So those 2.
Wow, nice.
I think you're having the best luck of anyone with this.
Yep.
Okay, and put me
Considering
closer
he's
to
still alive.
Goresh.
Yeah.
There you go.
Well,
So are you.
That's it for now.
All right. And that
Technically,
makes it Goresh. So Goresh, who's he got around him? He's got all these guys. So pulling his cloak around him, there's just sort of a pop of
Oh.
black smoke
Come
that
on.
pours out, and he teleports to the top of the ridge over there.
Why didn't you do
Over
that
there?
earlier?
Well, he wanted the
couldn't get
cartouche.
Over here.
That's what the cartouche does?
No, he wanted the cartouche before he left.
Oh.
He came all the way to you guys to
Shackle.
steal it. He wanted to make sure he had it. All right, so he's at the top of the ridge.
What ridge?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
try
I know.
the first
I
time.
didn't
And
know that
as
was
he
a thing.
looks down, he says,
Bleed out in the snow.
and he turns around and he runs out of sight.
Okay, I want
We're
to
going to
make a shot.
He wasn't in your reach.
It's not your turn.
Not your turn.
Turn.
All right. That puts us at the zombies.
Okay.
The zombies all go towards the nearest creature.
Oh, no.
So yeah, that pack will probably split in two.
Ah, but only one of them can reach you. That's good.
None of them can reach me.
Yeah, that
I'm
one's
at
2
Haley.
2 spaces away.
Haley, how many do you have on you?
1.
Just one? And that one does hit, so you'll take 4 bludgeoning damage. You look scared for a second there. Alright, are there any other zombies that can hit anything?
There
Yes. All right, ready. Troll chieftain, ready? Go.
Yeah.
1.
That one misses him.
Okay. Secondary troll.
It hits him.
1. Okay.
And that one, ooh, he's brought down low, but he's still up.
All right. Brandon has 2 on him.
Alright. So it's 2 head for lap bag. One of them manages to hit. So it's going to be 4 bludgeoning damage.
Where does this go?
What?
Where does this go?
That heads off further into the mountains. Into the,
Is
into
that
the
where we want
glaciers.
to go?
No.
No, we're trying to get the cartouche.
Yeah,
Deeper
but
just took.
if we wanted to get to wherever he went, but we can't go up the thing, obviously.
You can climb it.
We can climb it. That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
80 feet from where we are?
Yeah, 80 feet up.
Good
But it's gonna take
night.
forever. It's gonna take 2 full turns to dash.
Alright. So that puts us at Tomhorn.
And I'm unconscious.
You're unconscious. So ogre charges the main ogre, the large ogre.
So happy to be here.
Sorry.
Uh,
I saved you from dying.
He did. Smashes the 2 nearest zombies permanently.
Nice.
With Garesh's Warhammer. He turns around and says,
Where did my friend go?
I point out.
He goes, and he goes running
Throw
towards the
me.
cliff. He sees you, and he grabs you.
Yes!
Turn, he's gonna throw you.
Brandon, you're gonna take 2 opportunity attacks.
He's not willingly moving.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah.
voluntary movement.
Alright, what about, so that ogre now goes running towards those 2 zombies. And he...
I look at him and I say, throw me.
You can reach them both.
Alright, so he stops short of the zombies and instead grabs you.
Oh.
Okay.
Alright.
I love it.
We're gonna go after this guy.
We gave him a chance.
Alright, so he's gonna roll a big. Alright, he rolls a 21 as he grabs you.
I literally cannonball up.
Chunks you upwards. So
Can I, in mid-air, have an arrow?
Breath of the
you
Wild.
probably won't get that high, but you could. You got up 30 feet.
pretty
Oh, well, then I'll just...
So alright, so roll me a dex save.
Let's go. Let's go, Rogue.
It's not bad. 16.
Alright, so as you sling your bow midair over your shoulder, you draw 2 those silver arrows and you're hanging in, so you can start climbing if you like on your next turn. Alright, that correct.
Ah, it's my turn.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go in the bonus action dash.
Alright, roll me an athletics check.
Can it be acrobatics?
It needs to be athletics.
That's right. Alright. Ow. I say 12 shoot you.
Alright, you start climbing, and you're headed up the cliff. You make it about 15 feet up, and then you plunge an arrow forward and start with the next one. But as you pull this one out, you realize too late. The first one didn't pierce. You hit solid stone. You start to go falling backwards. Roll me a dex save.
Nat 20.
Alright, you start to go falling backwards, and as you do, you plunge your arrow back in, and you're now hanging by one hand.
How far am I up?
Alright.
Okay, he's got more
So-
stuff you can do.
Yeah, I can dash again.
You can dash again. Alright, you can take that extra dash. You're still currently 45 feet up.
Okay, cool.
Do you want to dash again?
Yeah.
Alright, so roll me another athletics check then.
My job is to get that. I'll do anything for Akahr. How's an athletics check?
Athletics.
18.
18, alright. You just start
What?
huffing it up there. You're now
I heard-
60 feet up. You don't do anything for a car. That's what I heard.
A car.
So you're 60 feet up.
Stupid. They would name it all.
Alright, lap bag.
Okay.
You're just ready.
Obviously,
You can
definitely
kill some guys while you wait.
Yeah,
the same
I'll
thought
work on
process
those
as
2
you
then. And that'll hit, so.
Both of them?
Yeah.
Alright, you cut down those last 2 zombies over there.
Those 2 are gone.
You hear, up from where you are, you can hear footsteps in the snow getting quieter, running away. Alright, the zombies move in towards the nearest person.
Which are the trolls?
The trolls.
What? I didn't get to go before they moved in.
Yeah, that's when you dashed.
No,
No,
and then
yeah,
they
no.
moved in.
Because I did ogres and then it skipped you. Yeah, go ahead.
Why is it skipping?
I was about to say.
Sometimes when you hit it, it just goes twice on accident.
Or just take the op attack. How much health do you have?
9.
Oh,
Disengage.
advantage. I mean, unless it crits you, I guess.
Even
Just disengage. You're gonna be too far for them to reach you.
Yeah, I'm just thinking.
Alright. Then, anything else?
Nope.
This guy is gonna go over here, and then I'm gonna say to my buddy here, I'm gonna say, make a right, and then climb up the ledge when you see our friends,
Okay.
including the ogres.
Alright.
They are also our friends.
Are any zombies in range to attack someone?
one is on her,
Okay. It hits for 4 bludgeoning damage.
and
There's
there's
2 here and 2. Wait, 2 here. I had 3 right here on this guy.
3
3 on the small ogre.
Alright, the
Because he's
small
my friend.
ogre is dragged down into the snow as he finishes the toss. Several of them climb onto his back and he stumbles down to the ground. And you look down from where you're hanging on the cliff, and you can see him being devoured now by zombies.
So there we go. Thank you for serving Akahr.
one on the chieftain.
1 on the chieftain. Alright, the chieftain's gonna take 4 damage as well.
Yeah, how's the chief looking?
He's looking rough.
Oh, you better get thrown before he dies.
Alright, that makes it Tomhorn.
He's unconscious.
Alright, the chieftain says, "Ready!
Yes!
And he grabs you and he's gonna chunk you upwards. Oh!
Uh-oh. Is that good or bad?
He chunks you upwards.
Into the cookies.
40 feet.
Oh, not bad.
Roll me a dex save.
How high am I?
Oh boy.
60.
Wait.
I'm okay.
Oh,
I don't need it right
Oh, disadvantage.
now. 18.
I'll let you.
Alright, so taking your longsword, you plunge it in.
One of you fails it next.
Your shield's still hanging down. You've got your longsword. You slide just a couple inches, but you're in. You're hooked by your longsword.
Okay.
Alright, and that makes it. The ogres are all dead. And Kuga.
There's one ogre.
Right, but that's the ogre chieftain.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. Alright.
Kuga, disengage. We're running.
I'm gonna say I trust you. Keep running. I'm gonna start climbing up this thing
Oh.
because they're gonna keep getting to me, and I'm gonna
That's
go down
true.
if he hits me again.
That's true.
So disengage climb.
Yeah.
Roll me an athletics check.
Let's hope I can do it.
I hope so. Wait, you want?
I do definitely want that.
Alright, what's it do?
Advantage on your next skill.
Aptitude. She suddenly develops a talent for climbing. It doesn't last very long.
Oh,
That
God.
didn't help at
Well,
all.
then it's 12.
That's
12, that's fine, that's fine. So, leaping upwards and drawing some arrows, you pierce them into the ice and start scaling. You can have 15 feet up.
Good. They can't hit me.
Alright,
We good.
fat crack.
This one's gone.
I'm gonna. So half my speed is 15.
I think I was skipped at some point.
You were.
It, like I said, sometimes it skips me like this many things.
We'll let you go first.
No, go ahead.
No, you were not skipped last turn.
What?
Because the reason you
Yeah.
feel like you were skipped is because we skipped her and we put her back in, so it seems like she's
Okay.
gone twice since. Go ahead.
I climb half my speed, which is 15, so I'm at 75 right now. I'm gonna dash.
Alright, roll an athletics check.
Ooh, that's not bad. 16.
Alright, you managed to pull yourself up and over. How much movement do you have left?
The bonus action.
Dash
Oh
again.
no, I have to use my bonus action. I have
No
no
attack.
because I need to attack him.
You can see him now. He's only 60 feet away.
Nice. There you go.
Shoot him.
Right? Sure.
Am I on the cliff? Am I
Yeah,
up?
you're up top.
Oh,
I
okay.
figured, I mean, you were at
Yeah,
60.
yeah.
And
Uh-huh.
then you climbed just 30 just then.
Yeah.
So.
Could I ask if I could do advantage?
Here. Use this.
Alright, I'll let you say that you can have one shot.
Oh, there it is. There's accuracy.
Hey, dude, you can actually spend a copper inspiration to get advantage.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
well, then I
that's-
use spend a copper inspiration to get advantage.
I'll keep it for something.
Whoa. Is this a surprise round? Because he doesn't know
It's
I'm coming
not.
after
He knew
him.
you were
Oh! Really?
He's not
You
surprised at
never
all.
know.
I mean, he's waiting for it.
Okay. How does a 17 treat you?
17 will hit.
Yes.
Sneak attack, but.
Sneak attack because he has advantage. Right?
Oh,
Yeah.
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 Advantage.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh!
17 plus 3, 20 damage.
Damage.
Nice. Alright, an arrow slams in his back. He tumbles and keeps on running.
Oh, damn it.
He's now got the rope holding the cartouche slung over his back, and he's
You're gonna be
carrying
able to
it.
keep pace with
Oh,
it.
yeah,
You can
I'm
only
gonna
dash once. And you can dash
Alright.
twice.
Two dog.
I'm gonna start. You wanted me to go up that way, so I'm going up
Guess
that
the
way.
better
As I release the arrow, I go, you're not running from me.
better instructions would have been follow the bat, but that's okay.
Okay.
That's your movement.
Alright. Oh, good. So I'm dashing towards the wall then.
Alright.
And I'm gonna start
Well,
climbing.
you gotta climb up the lip. How hard is that lip?
That's 8 feet.
It was
Oh, I just do that.
Yeah, you
Hand me the warhammer.
Alright, so I'm heading for the wall. I've got a 23 to start climbing.
Alright, you can start climbing. Climb up half your move speed.
Cool. So maybe 20 feet up that wall.
Nice.
It's gonna take me a little bit.
I
but
love that.
We'll get there.
Alright, so I'm 40 feet up. Do I make more athletics checks?
Yeah.
So half your speed, and then dash.
You're so rich.
24.
24, you can move another half your speed up, so you're at 60 now?
Yeah, 60.
Wait, if he was at 40 and he did 15 and
No,
the
he has
dash
He's
was
got
15.
40 feet of movement.
Oh, so 20
You're the slow one.
and
Oh,
running
yeah.
dashing.
Okay, roll another athletics check then.
You got a little exhaustion after the first frenzy in the last fight, right?
No, I used the.
That was
He
the first
hasn't
fight.
lost it yet.
The
No,
frenzy?
frenzy is
20.
once per short rest.
Oh, he's lost it now. This is in
Oh,
fact
okay.
the 10th round of this combat.
Are these yours?
Go ahead.
20.
Yeah.
20?
Because I'm gonna need.
Alright, you
for
keep
advantage.
climbing up, and so you move another 20.
You're not wrong.
Okay, so
You're
so
like at
a-
the lip.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
So next turn you'll
yeah,
pull yourself
sounds,
over.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I'll just go ahead and give him. I'll cede him. to
All
you.
right, Goresh lets loose the cartouche as it slides down to the ground. And slowly he turns around and he comes barreling towards you.
60 foot.
60 feet.
Rest
And
in
as he does so, he's gonna slam a shoulder into you. Roll me an athletics check.
Oh, you're dead.
Can I acrobatic to dodge it?
No, not for a shove.
Yeah, it's a show. Post athletics.
Can I use it? I can. Ha! Advantage.
All right.
What is that card?
I'm just spinning a copper to
Oh,
get
right on.
advantage.
Okay.
Might not matter.
16 or a 17. So 17 plus 3 is 20.
All right. So as he slams into you, you stumble backwards right on the lip of the cliff. You can hear stones falling down below, and you're right on the edge, and he's standing there now, right next to you. All right, that makes it the zombies' turn.
Oh my god, this is so.
What are these guys doing?
They don't see. They see you, so
Yeah,
they're gonna
yeah,
be
crawl,
mindlessly
climb the wall.
climbing at you.
But
They can't climb, but they're clawing.
Poor chieftain.
All right, how many do you have on them?
5.
Oh, boy.
Or, sorry, 4 plus 2 is 6.
Oh yeah. Let me do that. I count 7.
All of them hit.
Yeah.
He's dead.
He he's not. He takes
7.
24
He's large.
bludgeoning damage. Oh, there's one more?
Yeah.
That one hit too.
Is he dead?
He's still not.
Wow!
He takes 28 bludgeoning damage,
My
and that
boy.
last one bloodied him.
My
Several
boy!
of them are pulling him down, and he's going,
No! He's bloody.
no! And swinging his warhammer. Tumhorn is
He's
unconscious.
unconscious.
All right, that
All
guy
All day, every day.
is gonna swing his warhammer in a wide arc, and crush 2 more of the zombies.
Nice. I'm gonna
You die, not me!
And that's gonna
Aw,
put
I
us
feel bad.
So sad.
at Kuga.
Hello.
Two goggles found a kindred bloody spirit here.
Before my bat flies away, though, she's gonna make some noises and stuff, try to get his attention.
Okay. The ogre looks over at him.
And then like her,
Okay.
and then she's gonna like
Her.
be like, follow me, and then like go this way. Can she help me climb?
She
She
cannot.
can't like grab.
grab
my
on
back,
her
No,
back,
maybe,
my
maybe.
back?
Yeah, I'd let it happen.
just
Yeah.
give you
She's
advantage.
like-
Like,
Yeah.
Well, yeah, she's just pulling you up.
Yeah,
makes
that can
sense.
happen.
Yeah.
It's, I think it'd be an action to help raise an
It
action.
is an
to
action to
right
help,
there.
that's true.
So you
Yeah.
can't dash.
And it's an action to, yeah.
Well, yeah,
But
but
extra
it's not-
Dash. You can't dash, but
Yeah, but you
move.
can. You'll
Yeah, I
safely
just
be
wanna
able
go
to.
up.
Yeah, okay, cool. So roll that athletics
I
check.
just didn't want to do it regular. I got 2 8s. So 11,
That's 1 less than you needed. How high are you right now?
15.
15.
Oh, crap.
Alright, you go falling down into the mass of zombies and take 6 bludgeoning damage.
Does another zombie take 6
Calm down.
bludgeoning damage?
Yeah, one of the zombies is
Oh,
crushed
she's
underneath
down.
you, and it's
Oh,
dead.
that's not good.
But she's down.
The Beastmaster, no!
Alright, that puts us at Thakrak.
You got advantage on one attack?
yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take that advantage now.
Alright,
I drop my bow to the ground, pull my sword out. Bonus action drop. Pull sword out.
oh, it's not a
free.
bonus action.
It's free to drop.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, it's free to drop.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So I drop it, and then I'm going to use
Do you drop it off the ledge so maybe it
No.
forces it?
short sword, and I'm gonna say, "You don't steal from the Akars," and
Alright,
try to
let's
plunge
see
it
what you
straight
got.
into him. Hub has about a 20,
20 will hit for sure.
and then has about 16 damage.
16. Alright, you plunge it upwards, and he just sort of.
You can burn
I
it.
steal
It's
for
nice.
all of orc kind.
Bonus action, disengage movement.
Alright.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Oh, so you're heading deeper onto the thing.
Come
Okay.
on.
Alright. Tugog.
I'm climbing.
Alright.
21.
21.
I'm just
Alright, you
dashing.
can get up. Oh, you're dashing?
I'm
okay, then
dashing.
roll me another one.
12.
That's exactly what you needed. You can move up 40 feet.
Yeah.
I think that puts you at the lip, right?
I think it does. Right up there.
Alright, Leftbag, you're already at the
So
lip.
I
You can
can
just heft yourself
see
up.
this.
Okay, I'm good.
And you can see he's right next to the edge as well.
Who's
Me.
next?
Goresh.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Goresh is right here. You're right.
All right. Well,
So
then
he's
I'm
like-
gonna
And we're just using this as the
Oh, well, if that's the ledge, I'm
position
here.
sake. I'm right here. I'm just.
I gave you a chance. I don't care what your reasons are, but you're still from Akahr. And we mean well, and you do not. You are going down.
Okay, maybe not.
In a minute.
Why do you
We're
have
gonna calm
advantage?
yourself together.
Because I'm raging.
Yeah, not anymore.
reckless.
Oh, reckless you can still do for sure.
15.
15 will not hit.
Oh man.
Oh no, I'm looking at the wrong thing. That hits him.
Oh yay. Okay.
Well, let me go ahead and do my second attack just in
Yes.
case.
Or get that over with. Not 18.
That way.
Alright.
The second attack is when you're raging, right?
Oh yeah, you can't do it anymore.
Oh, fair.
What?
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
the friendly
fight. This
is
is,
when
the,
raging.
this is the
You're
11th
not,
round.
you're
of
not
combat.
raging anymore. You've gone too many rounds without attacking or being.
And it doesn't matter. This is the 11th round of
Oh,
combat.
yeah.
It lasts 1 minute.
Anyway.
So
I thought it was 12 rounds.
no,
Mhm.
1 minute is 10 rounds.
Oh.
Because each round's 6 seconds.
Yeah, so just the one
Nick.
attack.
Being so stupid right now.
Just being real. I mean, I'm gonna kill him this next
He's
round.
got,
He's
he's got
dead.
time to think about the rules since he's been unconscious.
Yeah,
for the
he's
last
dead.
20 minutes.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's gonna
You
die.
think so?
I know so.
12 damage.
12 damage.
Because he's never gonna
Alright.
touch me.
He says,
If I go down,
I guess
you come with me.
and he flies into a rage and grabs
That's
onto
not
you.
Oh, that's not good.
Roll an athletics check.
With a level of exhaustion, you would need
You are at a
disadvantage.
disadvantage.
Use the inspiration to knock it off.
Cancel
Give
it,
you
yeah.
cancel the disadvantage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, hand me that card.
Give me that
So
card.
there's a pool out in front of you.
Oh
There it is.
Crit failed.
Alright. You go tumbling off the cliff.
With him?
Can I catch him?
Did he lose the? So
Yeah,
just
he dropped it. I'm right next to him.
You are really
What about-
strong, but I
does he
mean,
have four
you're
hands?
also trying to hold on to it.
No, we're
I
only
did it
grabbing
a
that.
while ago.
I
Which
don't think, but then you
which
had
he
an
dropped
actual
right here.
thing to
We're
hold
going
on to.
with that.
You're just a rock.
yes, that's what he dropped. Yeah.
that's fine.
Alright.
I think I'm
Robble, 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 robble. That's what just happened.
You're falling 80 feet.
I'll be okay.
I've survived an 80-foot fall. I landed on my horse died.
There was
it
a bear.
Skyrim?
No, it was in D&D. And actually, you didn't take much. As you go falling down, the ogre leaps up and he catches you and rolls to the ground with you. And he says,
Not yet, little buddy.
Yes!
20 bludgeoning.
Oh wow! And since I'm not raging, I take the full thing.
Yeah,
but I'm
but-
still
but
okay.
you're still up.
Yeah, 20 is very little for an 80-foot fall. Yeah, that's what happened to my fighter.
Yeah.
Oh.
Fail phase.
Yeah.
And so he
Changed
falls
it to
down.
forward.
Did he take damage?
Oh, he didn't fall. He
He
shoved
just pushed you.
Oh, I thought he grabbed me and went down.
No,
He
no.
said you're going down
He
with
did.
me.
He just he figures he's gonna go down to him here in a second, or him. But he's bringing as many of you down as he can. And that makes it the zombies' turn. Can any of them do anything? How many?
Brandon's down here now.
I don't
That's
really
true.
care about me anymore.
So split
The bat's
half and
there.
half on those two.
The bat's
They're
not
still
up on the
standing
wall.
there at the cliff, just clawing at the cliff, but they can't do anything. So how many are there total over there,
You mean they don't-
Sam?
they don't
Okay,
have-
so 3 on Troll, 3 on Brandon.
All right, so
No, 2 on Brandon, 4 on Troll.
There you go.
Okay.
4 on the ogre, and one of them crits, and the others don't hit.
Not bad.
All right, so the ogre, one of them just like bites down into his ankle and he flings it backwards with a "Ah!" And then 2 on Brandon, and that's gonna be a 21 to hit and a 14. So I think that's 1 hit.
Just fine.
So that's gonna be 4 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
All right, Tom Horn is unconscious. The ogre. Sorry, I got a lot to keep up with over here.
Good. Die, Tom Horn.
I won't.
I won't.
The ogre crushes
He's
2
saying
more of the
I'm not.
zombies. And that puts us back at the top for Kuga.
Oh, look at that! I fail.
Oh, that's not good.
Yikes.
So can my
He would
guy-
probably know to go
drag-
get somebody to rescue you.
Well, can she drag me?
Can she drag you?
do
Well, how much do you weigh?
180. I don't know. I'm a
She can do 180. She might be able to get you. I'll say for now, yeah.
Should be dragging you to half speed.
So she's gonna fly basically half speed up.
No, I can't pick her up.
Oh,
Can I pick her
In
up?
that, oh, is that her drag is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's her strength total?
12.
No, her lift is times 15, so she can lift you
She
up.
could lift you.
Well, then
you
why
look
did I fall
silly.
down? And I asked if she could help me.
Oh,
It's
that's
just-
fair.
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, okay, cool. Well, we'll say that. Alright, we'll just say one of the zombies got you, and you're now flying.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Alright,
Just
so.
shush.
Thagrak.
So he got the scroll.
The cartouche, yeah, it's not a scroll.
I
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
grabbed the cartouche.
I
It's
said
a
scroll. I meant it was like
Yeah.
a tablet that's carved on light.
I grabbed the cartouche and go, looks like I won.
He says, I'm still alive.
That's not my job. I'm gonna move 5, 10.
Oh, you're not gonna finish him?
Nope. No point.
He's right near the edge.
Yeah, push him.
I don't know how much health he has.
Push him.
I have 2 health.
Push him up.
He's probably bigger than me.
He is bigger than you.
Yeah, athletics is not gonna
So-
work for him.
He's raging.
Good point.
He can move 60, right?
Yeah, if he
towards
wants,
you,
as the action and or as a move and a bonus.
Mm-hmm.
So he could technically do 90.
That
So
it?
can he though?
Yeah.
Tugok? You can pull yourself up on the left.
I'm gonna, and then I'm gonna scoot around the side. I can't rage again.
Wait, hold on. Can I throw a knife?
I mean, sure.
I'm gonna try.
And you could have done it
Yeah,
before
this-
you.
Yeah,
Before I move,
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
can
throw
do
it.
that.
I use my dex, right?
Yeah.
So 18.
18 will hit.
Right on.
3 knife damage.
We're gonna fly.
You get to add your dex there, man.
Oh, okay. 6 knife damage.
Alright.
Look on the map about that.
And now Tugok.
Alright, I'm actually taking.
Yes, I look at the.
So we're gonna out. I'll just throw it on.
I look at him and I say, "If you serve Akahr, kill him."
Okay. And then I just cannon my shoulder into him as I
Alright.
pull myself up as he was, trying to grab.
Just grab his foot as you're coming down.
Yeah,
There we
you
go.
can do that.
As I
Yeah.
just come up and I'll just grab his foot and just.
He's still got it pretty good.
I got a 23.
He got real good.
Alright, he got a 20. So, and yank him down. He goes tumbling backwards off the cliff.
Unfortunately, he's raging, so.
I mean, he's
But
gonna take
I
a
just-
zombie out.
And I just threw him back onto the ogre, who's not dead.
At the bottom of the cliff, you hear a resounding crack, and next to you, you see him land, and his head sort of rolls over, and he is dead.
Oh.
That might mess things up a little bit.
You get what you get anytime, throw a bit.
I did it.
Yeah, he's over there.
Alright, quickly, you do manage to finish off the rest of the zombies.
I go over to.
Scaling back down, you're able to rescue your friends. The ogre, standing amidst a pile of orc zombie corpses, says, "My friend died." And he lifts up by the foot, Garash, and he says, "I was gonna eat him."
You still can.
He's got zombie on him now.
We all have
Wash him.
zombie on us, right?
Wash him.
Yeah.
Okay,
Dip
good.
him in a river. Dip him in a
He
river.
says,
Do it.
he pulls off a foot and goes, "It's okay. It's okay."
Okay. Good job.
And he just starts eating Garash.
How do orcs do their sign? Do they carve it? Do they
It's
brand it?
Branded.
I go over to his brand.
And he's wearing those big heavy bracers.
Yeah.
Can I take those?
Yeah, as you take them off, they feel magical.
Oh.
I'm gonna
You just
carve
want to-
his symbol
What?
off.
I just
Alright, and it
looked-
is the
they were
symbol of
neat. I just wanted
Akahr.
to wear them for when I punch people.
And then
But I don't have to.
I don't care.
I'm gonna go and take it to the big man and I say,
And his cloak also felt magical.
I'm gonna grab.
Naturally, it let him go.
Yeah.
I didn't.
What is
I'm
that?
gonna grab his bracers and his signet, and I give it to you, and I say, "You served Akahr."
You hear doof, 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 and you look over, and the ogre's slamming the warhammer down into Garash, and he looks up and he goes, "Gotta tenderize the meat."
I'm gonna remove the cloak.
We should go.
We need to go.
Ogre says,
Why you leave? Stay for dinner.
We find you more friends.
Stay for dinner.
We have to find our own food.
We bring you more food.
You're here already.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I run. I let it bring you more.
He said, "What?"
We'll bring you more food.
I hope you find your dad.
What is
All
for
right.
dinner?
I don't know if I. No, I probably. Everybody else left.
You
I'm like,
probably did too, yeah.
I'll
Alright.
put those bracelets.
You've recovered the cartouche and return it to Zonak.
I-
You set forth on the journey to head right back. And that is where we leave our heroes.
What did I just find?
Thanks, everybody. Y'all have a good one. Don't forget to go to our Twitter. Make sure you like the post, retweet the post, and follow us for that giveaway that we're announcing next Wednesday.
Should go to someone else.
All right, have a good one.